Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to Season 18, episode number 3972. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hall. Montgomery! And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, once again, we play Big Dummy. Ted's Meat and Potatoes talks pumpkin spice. We will play Profile This. Plus headlines, the Men's Room shot of the day, fun listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack.
All right, here we go to Dallas, where the original naked cowboy gets searched at the airport by the TSA. Meanwhile, a woman who got stuck in an outhouse tries to retrieve her watch and says it was not her day. Hookers flock to New York City as the United Nations Assembly meets in town. Look, those solar panels just reminded me I need to punch the clown. And a truck crash in Oklahoma puts Kinky Lovers Night on hold. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, today is the day that we play Big Dummy, the game show that rewards you for your stunning ignorance. And here's how it works. You call us, we'll spin the category wheel, Ted. Jeez,
early.
I'm getting there, man.
Talk faster.
I know. I understand. We will spin the category wheel, and then we'll ask you a question from that category. Now, here's where Big Dummy separates itself from your average, more reputable game show. We will continue to ask you questions until you get one right, because, as always, we want you to leave here smarter than you showed up. Now, so far this year, our biggest dummy has been the lovely and talented Kyle, who thought that a house of worship was where the Navy built their fleets, and found a way to answer 14 consecutive questions wrong. Can you do better? Of course you can. Everyone else has. So give us a call, and off we go on Big Dummy.
To be a contestant and play Big Dummy, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
99.9 KISW.
All but y'all's away we go. Welcome to Season 18, episode number 3972. What a large and in charge program we have for you today.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed future repeat. The head chef is back in the house. Ted's Meat and Potatoes. We are in the midst of the pumpkin spice season.
Damn right.
Here. I've always been on the fence about pumpkin spice. However,
I don't know that you've been on the fence. You're pretty much against it.
I'm not normally a fan, but McDonald's brought us some breakfast in the other day, right? Because they've got the bagels are back, and they also have a pumpkin spice latte, which I grabbed one.
All right.
I thought it was delicious.
Oh, now you like a PSL.
I thought it was really, really good.
Yeah, it's
good.
awesome.
You get sick of hearing about it. Everybody does it, but it's like there was a point in time when everyone overdid bacon, but you never didn't like bacon itself. I feel like that way. Pumpkin spice. You hear about it all the time. It starts earlier each year, but then when you finally have a sip, you're like, it's pretty damn good.
I mean, I remember Bumbershoot 2007 or 2008. Starbucks was handing out little samples of the pumpkin spice lattes. That was the first time I had one. I was like, this is unreal.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm going to get one Saturday.
Are these weird?
These are what states are Googling about pumpkin spice. So everybody knows pumpkin spice lattes or, like a muffin, but some states Googled some very strange things that I don't, as much as I like pumpkin spice, I don't know if I want them in those products.
Okay.
All right. Okay. And I always contest it's a lot of cinnamon.
It is.
I don't know how much pumpkin I'm actually tasting.
There's no pumpkin spice. There's no pumpkin in it. It's mostly what you think it is. Cinnamon, nutmeg, all the regular seasonal stuff we do now.
All right.
But the taste they just came up with and said, call it pumpkin spice. But yeah,
Okay.
I was researching that earlier this week, and I'm like, they can't find a pumpkin spice product that actually has pumpkin.
Is there pumpkin? How much pumpkin's actually in like a pumpkin pie?
Or, there's a ton of pumpkin.
Yeah, there's
but
pumpkin.
let's face it, the thing that makes it taste good is everything else, right?
Spice.
Yeah. Pumpkin pies are back at Costco.
All right.
Talking pumpkin spice.
Pie ice cream.
At Ted's Meat and Potatoes. Is that what you brought in? No, you brought in churro balls.
Those are churro balls.
Churro bites, yeah.
Churro bites.
I will say the pumpkin ice cream.
That's ridiculous.
My sister-in-law got me on that years ago. It's a seasonal release from Breyers or Dryers, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That is so good.
It is so legit. Ted told me about it. I'm like, I'll give it a try. And then it's like, oh my God.
All right. I'll give that a shot. I like ice cream. Ted's Meat and Potatoes talking pumpkin spice. Also, as we do every Monday through Friday, we head on over exclusively to the Odyssey app for the Men's Room Happy Hour, episode number 466. And as we play a little Big Dummy during the day with the Men's Room Happy Hour, we like to do a little Dirty Big Dummy. Once again, we have a brand new category today in Dirty Big Dummy.
All right.
And the subject is mountains around the world.
Oh, no.
Yes, mountains around the world.
Yeah.
So it's up to you to determine, out of the 10 questions we give you 4 possible choice answers, 3 of these are real mountains. The other is something that I made up in my head. It's your job to figure out which one I made up. So for a couple of examples here, we have Hill of Swallows. Hill of Swallows. Is that a real mountain? How about Mrs. Juanita's Boobs?
Mrs. Juanita's
Is that the name of a real set of mountains?
I hope so.
Maybe located somewhere in
I know they named them
Central America.
That woman we just saw outside.
Yeah, we have Wanker Mountain. We have, oh boy, I can't say that one. Boner Knob. Mount Bill Nye. Does that really?
Mount Bill Nye.
Yeah. Is there a Steve Hill? Is there a Blueberry Hill? Is there a Mount Arse H, if you know what I'm saying? All those coming up with your Dirty Big Dummy, exclusively on the Odyssey app. So we'll see you coming up at 6 for the Men's Room Happy Hour. Keep in mind, if you just search for the Men's Room on the app, all things Men's Room comes up on one place, on one page. Everything from our daily podcast, the podcast, mega podcast, greatest story never told podcast, our weekly best of podcast, the daily podcast, Men's Room radio channel, the Men's Room Happy Hour channel, which is 24 hours nonstop of the Men's Room, and so much more. All in one place on the Odyssey app. So much for free. And today is the day that we play the game known as Big Dummy. It's an easy game to play. We spin the category wheel. You're either playing for Team Sober or Team Not Sober. And as you said, Steve, our biggest dummy so far for the year has been Kyle, who took 14 questions to get one right. Come on, and when we play Big Dummy, we like to do a little men's room poll. The last time we asked you, based on some news stories, that you're going to end up swimming with one. So you're in the water. One of these other animals is going to be in the same water as you.
It does not mean you'll be attacked, but it doesn't mean you won't be attacked.
So we had the story of a little girl who got attacked by a rabid beaver that was over 50 pounds. They say maybe they estimated it at a 55-pound rabid beaver.
It sounds funny, but Jesus, man.
I know. It also sounds frightening.
Yes, it does.
It does. It really does.
Big-ass teeth.
Another person was attacked by an alligator. So we said, do you want to take
No, that was the Girl Scouts.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
The whole Girl Scout troop is in the water.
And that's a big-ass alligator.
It was like 14 or 15 feet or something. It made a beeline for the girls.
To the point where I can't even believe that you would be able to swim in that lake knowing that those animals exist in the area.
Because you know that's not the only one.
We also had a shark included on that, where we have numerous stories. He was a surfboard guy, was surfing.
Got bitten on the face, didn't he?
He got his head chomped on as soon as he basically fell off his board to turn around and swim back in. And then we had raw sewage. as we had a few stories about people who became incredibly sick, with some with a flesh-eating bacteria.
Yeah.
30 or 40 mutters down in California. They got all sick for months at a time.
And that was supposed to be tested before they run.
Based on the raw sewage that was in the mud, the water, and everything else. So swim with one as we put the poll up every week. If you follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live, here's how the results shook down. Coming in last place and fourth place, 9% of you said I'd be willing to take the risk to swim with the alligator.
Yeah, no way, man.
They are the masters of hit and spin, correct?
Hit and spin, camouflage, the whole nine.
They got all kinds of techniques. Number 3 at 15%. You would swim in the raw sewage. Everything from flesh-eating bacteria to having terrible, terrible stomach issues and everything else for months at a time, along with countless styes and everything else. So raw sewage at 15% came in third place.
Look like Dave.
Then in second place, you said, you know what? I'm going to roll the dice. 29% said I'll swim with that rabid beaver.
No.
55-pound rabid beaver. And 29, nearly a third of you said that's my choice.
And the problem with that is this, man. When something has rabies, it just becomes aggressive and wants to attack you.
Yes. And by far, at 48%, half of you said, I'll take the gamble. I will swim with a shark. So that's how the results of the poll shook out last time.
And think about the results of this poll, right? One of the biggest blockbusters ever was the movie Jaws. Freaked over now about sharks, but you put it up against a rabid beaver, more people would rather deal with Jaws than a rabid beaver.
Okay, this week on the poll, we all are aware of the actor known as Ethan Hawke. What would we say? What would be his most iconic role?
I have no idea. I know who he is. I'd recognize him on the street. Could not.
He wasn't
tell you.
he wasn't like the top of the Brat Pack, but he was in that same category.
He was strong
as far as being one of those famous actors when they were younger, who had a lot of parts, a lot of bit parts.
I think he writes books now or something, and I think maybe his daughter is an actress now or something.
She is in fact an actress.
She's the one on Stranger Things, I think.
Yeah, and she's also a part of this poll.
Right.
And the reason we're doing it.
Training Day.
Oh, you know what?
Training Day.
Yep.
Training Day. Dead Poets Society was big.
All right, well,
Training Day was probably my favorite one.
What was his first one? Where he's wearing is there one where he's wearing headphones or something like that?
Well, that narrows it down.
Well, on the poster.
I don't know. They don't have them in order.
Right. Well, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Just know that he has a daughter who's an adult. All right.
Oh yeah, right. Reality Bites.
Bites. That's what it was. So he is now a director, and he's directing his daughter Maya in a movie called Wildcat. And
you just watched the video for that.
It's about author Flannery O'Connor, and there are sex scenes in the movie.
All right.
No Goldie Hawn in this one?
I don't believe so. No.
What's the Goldie Hawn connection?
Wildcats, terrible. She coaches high school football. Sorry.
Okay,
I thought you two would get it.
Sorry. My bad.
I knew Mike was out.
So did Ethan Hawke have a problem directing his daughter doing the nasty? And the answer is no. He says, quote, "We're comfortable with it. I couldn't care less. Both Ethan and Maya agree that making art together is, quote, their safe place."
Okay. What did the male actor think?
It does not quote him.
My dad's directed the movie. I know.
I'm sure that was an odd experience. So today on the Men's Room poll, you are going to be a director. All right? And you are going to direct a sex scene in a movie.
Great.
Yes. The choices are your adult kid.
Right.
We got to specify that. Your adult kid.
I wrote that out myself.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I just realized you're a kid. It sounds kind of when I say kid, I mean, I call my daughters kid all the time.
Sure.
They're in their mid-20s. So your kid would be number one.
You're right. And people should understand with this question.
Right.
Obviously. But I did write your adult kid.
Good. Thank you. Number 2, you direct a sex scene with your mom. So your mom, how she looks right now.
Come on, Mike, it's for art.
Not young mom.
Right.
The mom you got right now. Whatever she looks like the last time you saw her, that's who you're going for.
The problem is not the looks. It's just the way she's going to have to get into it to be a convincing actress. I don't want to
You might be surprised to find out she didn't need to warm up.
And I don't want surprises.
Just say action and ready to go, Mike.
Number 3, you direct a sex scene with your dad. All right. So far, your adult kid, your mom, or your dad. Again, how they look.
Let me show you how it's done, boy.
Right now.
Can I ask a morbid question?
Yes.
can I take my dad how he looks like the last time I got assault?
Yeah,
right. So
absolutely.
it's like, right, he's getting up there. He's in the old folks home.
Oh, yeah, right. Who knows?
I might pick him just because I bet he would have loved one more romp.
You never know.
Yes,
maybe your
he
dad
would have.
Maybe your dad did. He was popular in the home, wasn't he? With some of the ladies.
Sure, he was. He was a veteran.
There you go. I mean, you never know.
He could sing.
Right?
He could, yeah. He could play an instrument.
And fourth on the list.
Not the accordion. No, you're right.
You're going to direct a sex scene with your significant other.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Honestly, I think that's the one I would pick the most.
I'd pick significant look for two reasons. One, that is the person who I enjoy seeing naked. Right? So
Okay.
like, at no point is that going to bother me.
Right.
Everything else would, but seeing her naked, I'm like, cool. I don't want to see my mom naked. I don't want to see my dad naked. I don't want to see my adult kid naked. You know what I mean? But the wife, like, I see you naked. We spend plenty of time naked. So go ahead and do that. Like,
Plus, it helps that it's a sex scene.
what do you mean?
Like, it's not porn.
No, it's not porn.
It's a sex scene.
But here's the difference. I believe that if you're on the Ethan Hawke level of directing a movie like this, you probably re-record the sex scene 12 times to get it right. Or at least in porn, it's, for the most part, I'm guessing lighting and camera work ain't that important. Just hit it, quit it, be done.
Yeah.
But with this, like, all right, we got to do this again. We need the lighting over here. Like, okay, oh my God, here we go again.
Well, one unwritten rule about parenting, and this is
someone here says Thrill gets to direct his mom with a Geico Gecko.
Sure. Hey, yeah, whoever she wants.
Geico Gecko.
Here's one inherent rule about parenting that I feel like, for the most part, has been passed down from generation to generation to generation. Now, we said it's just a sex scene. But what is one of the more important parts of a sex scene as far as the beginning of it, the passionate part? And that is when two people are engaged in a very passionate kiss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a little foreplay if you play cards.
And that's typically how things begin, correct? One thing about my mom that I know for a fact is that I never saw her in a passionate kiss with my stepfather, with my father. I know they did. They might have given each other a peck on the cheek or a peck on the lips.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw a passionate kiss.
I never saw,
because that's going
my
to
dad
lead to something else.
Sticking his tongue down my mom's throat in front of me, or in front of my brother, or in front of my sister. It was almost one of those things that was just unspoken that you did not do. My children have never seen me kiss someone passionately, or a French kiss, or that type of kiss with my wife or their mother.
Right.
They were never witness to that. It's unspoken. You don't do that in front of your kids. I don't know anybody whose parents did that.
Make out in front of the kids.
I know plenty of parents growing up who they definitely had a spark between them. They were always kind of all over each other.
Of course,
very much
playful.
Love. Yeah, but not when you're sticking your tongue down the other person's throat. I think that would be almost the weirdest part of directing the scene. Other than your significant other.
Because you've seen that.
If it's your mom or dad. Look, I've caught my daughter kissing a guy before, and it was a passionate kiss. But at the same time, it didn't really bother me. I was like, yeah, that's what kids do.
Sure.
But not my mom.
All right. Well, it's a much different scenario,
not
right?
my dad. I don't know why that. I know why that is, but it's kind of an unwritten rule.
I think for the most part, yeah. I mean, like
nobody
you said, you might get flirty, but you're not playing tonsil hockey when the kids are sitting in the room.
Come over, put your arm around somebody, give them a big hug, put your head on their shoulder, give them a peck on the cheek, give them a kiss. Not just making out, though. That's a different one.
Yeah.
So I think that would be weird to see that.
Like, I've never seen my dad's hand down the front of my mom's pants, but I guarantee it's happened.
It has happened.
But I think generally, once you kind of exit out of your 20s, you don't make out a ton in front of other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're right. Up until then, it's like, hey, if I get a chance to make out, I'll make it out. I don't care.
Yeah.
And you're in detention. It's like, whatever. I'm taking advantage of this, man.
Yeah, you're right. And obviously, there's a lot of parents that still have a lot of passion, but you're right. It's much more a quick peck on the cheek or
to watch
a little slap on the tush.
To watch my mom engaged in a passionate kiss with someone, I think that would be weird as hell. Because I've just never seen it.
To me,
I've seen my mom naked. I've seen everything else.
But for me, it's not that. But I just know how guys are. If I'm having a passionate kiss, my hands are probably also on your boobs. So I would not care watching my mom having a passionate kiss. But I know the dude is going to do what I would do. And it's like, Okay, man, get your hands
So when
off
you
my
go in
mom's
for the
boob.
kiss, you go in for the boob as well.
Not at the same time, but
All right,
once
okay.
you start the passionate kiss, it's
Then,
like
it's a stage.
It's rolling. Look, if it's the passionate kiss that says we're counting down to sexy time, it's like right,
game on.
We're getting this train rolling, brother.
Game
and just
on.
like trains do, like they leave at exactly the time they say.
Right.
So
our men's room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene with 1, your adult kid, 2, your mom, 3, your dad, or 4, your significant other. And we've got the poll up for you now. If you happen to follow us on Twitter at Men's Room Live. All right, Big Dummies coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, the game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK. Steve, who is our first contestant, ready to play the big game?
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, naked lady.
Hola. Chris, you sober or not sober?
2 months sober, my friend.
Oh, good for you, Chris.
Boy. What prompted that?
You know what? I'll keep it as radio friendly as I can. I had, I had trouble holding my bladder.
Okay. All right. I say generally you hear one of 3 reasons. The doctor told you, relationship related, or legal related.
Or health.
Hence doctor.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. The doctor.
I mean, is this like you were like soiling yourself at the bar?
I mean, in a public area, yeah.
Okay. And I'm guessing other people noticed.
Honestly, that was the one saving grace I had, was that people didn't notice.
Ah, okay. Good.
Okay. All right, Chris, our men's room poll, you get to direct a sex scene with your adult child, your mom, your dad, or your significant other.
Significant other.
Significant other.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Who would she want to be with?
Yeah, if she said, look,
Look,
you,
she's in
you
the
get
movie.
the cast of it, but I get to pick the guy in the sex scene. Who do you think she's going with?
I don't, probably like Jason Momoa or something.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry, bro. Would that make it suck more? You know what I mean? It's like, so I'm going to direct you. I know who my wife finds really, really attractive. So if I'm casting it, guess what, baby? You're going to do the sex scene, but it's with Steve Buscemi. Not no one that you have picked, because that's going to upset me. You're going to like it too much.
See, and I was going in the opposite direction because I was thinking that was the benefit of having your significant other being the one that was in there. It's like, you know what? I'm going to hook you up. Yeah, sure. Joe Jonas is starting there with you.
You would put Joe Jonas in for your
I
wife?
would. Yeah, he's
really?
short. He's short. We're fine.
Yeah, okay. And would you still do it if he were 6'3"?
What if he just absolutely wrecked her?
Right.
Well, it's a sex scene, Miles. It's not a porn.
Yeah, but what if they took it one step farther to make it more realistic?
Yeah, you don't know, man.
I mean, with the
You
heat
know.
of the passion. Like,
It's Joe Jonas
We would have
now.
a very long talk, and Joe wouldn't be around anymore.
Okay.
I mean, it could be cool
Because he
too.
would take your wife and move somewhere else.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like, let's say your wife has a crush on like one of your favorite athletes or something. Like they film the scene, then you'd be like, "Hey man, can I ask you about that 2nd and 9?"
I'm friends with this guy now. You're right, man.
Yeah, like if I had a girlfriend, if she was really into Timberlake, and like afterwards, I'd be like,
That's too convenient for you.
JT, let's party.
Okay, what if it's who's the receiver from the Hogs? Jesus, Metcalf.
Oh yeah.
He pulls off that shirt. Are you still feeling good about yourself? All right, man. Where do you want me to get in bed before I
I mean, I
handle
still
this?
want to hang out with him.
Okay.
Just gonna hold you with my abs.
Right.
Yeah. How'd you get to meet DK? Like, I was directing the sex scene. He's in with my wife.
Yeah. She spends a lot of time with him now. It's weird.
No, in his lifestyle, though, I'd probably have to call a couple other women.
Yeah.
A couple exes. Sorry, DK.
And that's right. You ain't wrong.
Would you like to have multiple partners?
There was just that one girl a few years ago. Right, she was like, he invited me up and for like a group session, but then told her not to show up. So then she went on the internet and talked about it. Then there was a rumor that that's why Russell wouldn't throw him the ball, so he didn't approve of his lifestyle.
Oh, come on. Jesus God.
He's DK Metcalf.
I'd be like, don't bother throwing me the ball then, homie, because I'm going to do this as long as I can.
If I look like DK Metcalf, I'd have 5 girlfriends all the time.
Waiting for you.
Yeah, I can afford it. I have that body.
DK Smith. All right, Chris, here's your question. In how many Superman movies did Gene Hackman appear as Lex Luthor?
I think I've only seen the first one, bits and pieces of the rest. I'm going to go with Ew.
1,
3.
3.
All right, so he was in Superman 1, then he showed back up for Superman 2, and then he showed back up for the movie that no one saw, Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed.
You didn't know that existed?
No.
So they did Superman's 1 and 2, and I don't know if you remember this, but Superman 3, this was the Christopher Reeve Superman. Richard Pryor was in it.
Oh.
You don't remember any of this?
I don't remember Richard Pryor being in that.
Oh, yeah, it was a terrible movie, but he was there. All right, your question. In what mountain range would you find Camp David?
Camp David. Oh, man. I feel like I should... Is that the Appalachians?
That is.
Boom. Well done, Chris.
Good job.
Why do they call it Camp David? David who? Like, who is it named after? Or somebody David?
I feel like I should know this.
Ted, you would
Probably
be the
somebody
person.
involved with the military.
I would assume.
Because it's a kid.
Was it after, I don't know. What was Dwight Eisenhower's middle name, David?
So it says Camp David is the president's country residence in Maryland. It was originally called Shangri-La by President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who modeled it after his family's winter vacation home in Georgia. Dwight Eisenhower renamed it Camp David in 1953 to honor his father and his grandson, both named David.
Ah, there you go.
Okay.
You were close, man.
Now we know.
That is one of the best challenge coins I have.
From Camp David?
Correct.
How did you get this?
I
stole it.
They have to be obviously cycled out of the military.
Right.
But I met a dude, and he had done some time working there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And why did he give you a challenge coin?
Well, over the years, I've made it. My dad, me. That's where the idea for the Fisher House came up with, and then I talked about my Xfinity. Affinity.
Talk about Xfinity too.
For challenge coins and this and that, and I had never heard of them until I started working on the radio here. So people nicely and kindly will hook me up with some.
That's cool.
That is awesome.
All right.
I have I got to put them on a display. I
That's
have
like
them all
4 or
saved in
5.
one spot.
You remember the guy made, so a couple of weeks ago, one of our Men's Room World Tour stops. One of our listeners made, quote unquote, Men's Room challenge coins. And what they done was take
Derek the porn guy.
black and red poker chips, and then he put our logo in the middle.
Yeah,
It's
they're
pretty
nice.
cool. So I got
very cool.
Got a few laying around on the dining room table, and I had kind of forgotten about it. And my son's like, "Oh my God, Dad!" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You guys have your own poker chips too?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, and he held it up. I'm like, No, man. He thought we were like hooked in with some casino or something.
They are poker chips.
They are poker chips.
I was giving some out at the 884.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's not a bad ball marker if you're not in anyone's way playing golf. That's why you see a lot of poker chips on the golf course.
Right.
All right. Game is Big Dummy 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Joe. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello, La Bichola.
Joe, are you on team sober or team not sober?
I'm sober.
All right, Joe. Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our Men's Room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene. Is it going to be with your adult kid? Is it going to be with your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
I'm going to go adult child.
Adult child.
Son or daughter?
Son.
And who do you think?
Remake a Deliverance.
Oh,
all right. So your son's playing Ned Beatty.
Yep.
All right. I like this.
That's funny. That is, I guess it was a sex scene.
Good call, man.
Sure.
Good call, Joe.
Sure, your son to love you for
you
that.
said you wanted to be in a sex scene.
All right, so now your son has to play the Ned Beatty role from Deliverance. What actor do you think he would pick to be his...
He doesn't get to pick. The dad does.
No, I'll say at this point, look, if our significant others can pick theirs, I say your son at least gets to pick who's going to make him, quote, squeal like a pig out in the woods. You know what? I say you go with, we go back to DK Metcalf.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. Touchdown.
All right, here is your question. By the way, the question I'm about to ask comes from a listener, Kel Williams. Now, he sent these about a month ago. I've had them. I just have not gotten around to them. Most of them music related. So he wants to know, what was Metallica's first full-length album title?
Oh, jeez. Oh, God. I wouldn't even begin to know. I'm far too old for that.
How old are you?
58.
Oh, that was right in your wheelhouse.
I don't know, man.
Not far too old, man. I mean, you'd have been...
Don't blame your age. Just say you don't know Metallica.
How old did I don't remember? Now, you'd have been about 18 or so.
Yeah.
I think,
Is it Master of Puppets?
No.
Ride the Lightning?
No.
I don't know.
Kill 'em all.
Oh, Kill 'em all.
Kill 'em all.
Kill 'em all.
I want to say it's Kill 'em all, then Ride the Lightning, then Master of Puppets.
Okay.
I believe that's the order anyway. Score one for you, Kel. All right, your question. Where does bossa nova dance music originate? What country?
Gonna go Argentina.
Very close. Very close. Brazil.
That would have been my second guess.
All right. Where were U.S. coins with the letter O minted?
Letter O.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you, it's a little misleading because the city itself does not begin with the letter O.
I'm going to say San Francisco.
That was one of Mike's multiple guesses.
Boston?
D.C.?
Denver.
New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
Oh, they left the N out.
Yeah, they left the N out. Mm-hmm. Whatever reason.
I didn't know that there was a mint in New Orleans.
That was actually my first thought when I saw the question. Like, well, I'll be damned.
When I took the coin collecting merit badge, I learned of the big three: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. Never heard of New Orleans.
Never heard of New Orleans?
No.
You got a merit badge for coin collecting?
I do indeed.
Okay.
He's got a lot of them, dude. He's an Eagle Scout.
All right, let's be honest. What was the most difficult one? I'm not trying to poo-poo on these merit badges, but like, what was a difficult one? Or more of a...
First aid obviously was extensive.
The finance one was kind of difficult.
Finance one was rough.
Yeah.
The citizenship merit badges were just, it was like going back to school.
Yeah, exactly, because you got to learn stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'll get back to you.
Yeah, personal finance is what it was.
All right, Joe, your question. What modern-day country would you have to visit to see the ruins of Troy?
That would be Turkey.
There you go. Nice
You
job,
are
Joe.
correct.
Nice job.
Turkey's got a lot of historic stuff in there, man.
Yeah, kind of does. Kind of does.
Game is Big Dummy 206-803-ROCK.
Right, it's basically, it was like the center of the universe for a long time, or the Earth for a long time.
It was. So one of the weird things, you hear about all the stuff happening back in those days, and you hear about Troy and all these, and you don't realize that modern day, like, they're talking about Turkey.
Yeah.
I bet you they never mind. Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitch, hola.
Hola. Michael, are you sober or not sober?
One in, so I would still say sober.
One beer in, so sober.
Okay. All right. All right, Michael, our men's room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene. Is it going to be with your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
I would end up making it as embarrassing as possible for my dad.
Do it for your dad.
All right.
Who do you think your dad would pick to be with?
Honestly, I'm not too keen with my dad likes shorter girl, like not on the 3 feet type of short girls, like the 5'5" short girls.
You realize that can be almost any actress in Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Most of them are teeny tiny people.
Actor.
Yeah, or actor. So you still have Tom Cruise. I wonder with my dad.
I would tell my dad with Tom Cruise any day of the week just because I'd find it hilarious.
See, my thing is, I don't know who my dad finds attractive now. I think you can make some just simple guesses based on her beauty. But, like, I think if I said, all right, dude, you're doing a sex scene, who do you want? Be like, Pam Grier. Okay.
She's still around.
Is she still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be more than that.
I would think, too, I don't know, but, like, if you're married that long, you think after a while, like, your taste would change and, like, you just want the opposite?
They've been married almost 60 years. I got 59 years this year. I got to think he'd be like, give me a bald white woman. Like, who looks the least like your mom?
I can't remember the roommate's name from Grandma's Boy to where the actual main person, his coworker, sleeps with his grandma's roommate. I would make my dad the person to sleep with Grandma's roommate.
All right, Grandma's roommate. Or the old lady from There's Something About Mary. All right.
Grandma's Boy.
Here's your question. Who played the role of TV's C.J. Parker?
Oh, easy.
What was that on?
I can't tell you the show because that'd be too easy.
You think so?
All right, you can tell him.
All right, the show was Baywatch. Ted's already irritated.
I am.
I didn't know.
You're a red-blooded American male. You should know this.
Sorry, man, I don't know. So wait, do I get the chance for the true or false with David Hasselhoff as my answer?
No, you don't.
Because you didn't get it right.
Pamela Anderson.
Pamela Anderson. Ted, here's the difference. Everyone knew Pamela Anderson was on, what's it called, Baywatch.
Right.
But if you told me her name, I wouldn't have known. I didn't know her character's name. Just, I just kind of wasn't paying attention to that part, if you know what I mean. I was very aware that she was on Baywatch.
You can just hear it in my voice. Like, come on. It's simple.
Great on Baywatch.
Pamela Anderson. All right, your question. If you headed north from North America, what is the first continent that you'd reach?
Continent. So that wouldn't be Canada, because Canada's still North America. So
You are correct.
Good work. And not a continent.
Atlantic, Arctic, something?
No,
The continent.
Michael, continent. Not ocean, not country. So if you're to fly due north across the top of planet Earth, when you came back on the other side, what would be the continent that would be on the other side?
Just keep going north.
Of North America.
The north thing that I can think of, like Antarctica.
Asia?
Europe. Actually, you know what? I got to give it to Antarctica. All right.
It is.
Yeah, if you keep heading north from North America, you're going back to the other side of the planet, you're going to hit Antarctica first. Yeah, right, yeah. So you're starting here, right?
Yeah.
And go around. So now we're looping around the next pole. The next thing you're going to hit is Antarctica.
So,
because you just keep going north, but at some point you start going south. Once you get to the North Pole, you're headed south.
but you don't go over the top of Asia. You don't go over the top of Europe.
Because they don't reach far enough in. So you just keep, keep traversing.
I'll be damned.
Mm-hmm.
Trick question.
It was a trick question.
That's malarkey, I called it. Malarkey.
How old are you? Hello, Brooke. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello?
Hello. Brooke, are you sober or not sober?
It's actually Brock.
Oh, Brock.
I was like,
Sorry.
Brooke, you got a manly voice.
Yes, I was shocked by that as well. I misread the phone. Yes, Brock.
Brock, are you sober or not sober?
I started sober, but I've been on hold forever, so now I'm not sober.
All right.
Sure, blame us.
Yeah,
whatever, Brooke.
No, I'm not blaming you. And actually, for real, I love this because I beat your team back in the day in Rochester. I grew up in Seattle my whole life.
All right.
I went to Pittsburgh in high school, and I played basketball and soccer.
So what
And
team
I
of
graduated
mine
in
did you beat?
Weren't you at Penfield?
I was in Webster. I was one more
Webster.
over.
You were Webster.
Yes.
No, but I did beat you at Webster, too, actually.
Okay, well, never mind then.
They didn't lose.
Yeah, Brock. Brock, you're going to direct a sex scene. Who's going to be involved? Your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
Well, I started with my son, but then you made it easy with my girlfriend because she doesn't like girls, and I can make it like a girl thing. So I can have my porn with my girl thing.
Right, make it for you. I understand.
Okay.
Who are you casting her with?
Shoot. Well, we can go back to Pamela Anderson, I guess.
Okay, there you go.
Problem is, she gets to pick, man.
Oh, that's right. Who do you think she would pick?
You're not. You're the director, but you don't get to pick her partner. She gets to pick her partner.
Who do you think she'd pick?
Oh, shoot. I don't know. She doesn't like girls, so...
No, it'd be with a guy, dude. Brock, she would have a intimate sex scene with a dude. Yes. If she likes
I know,
guys.
but it would be me. No, I'm just teasing, yes. Any guy, I don't know. I'm not very good at this question.
Well, you should ask her tonight. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm directing the sex scene.
It's a tough one. Yeah. I can't believe...
we've watched porn together. There's like the double boy, I mean, it's no guy, so you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, I got you, man. I feel it.
I just can't believe there's no actor, musician, anyone out there that she doesn't find attractive that you know of.
Maybe she's just keeping her mouth
we're
shut.
old. I'm 55. I guess maybe Sting. I don't know.
Okay.
All right, Sting. That's going to be a long scene.
And he does tantric sex, brother. So, yeah. Keep those cameras rolling. All right. Here's your question. Now, New York was named for York, England. New Hampshire was named after Hampshire, England. New Mexico, that's right, you guessed it, named after Mexico. New Zealand was named after Zealand. In what country would you find Zealand? Is it England, Spain, Denmark, or Holland?
I'm going to try Holland.
Nope, that was Mike's guess as well. Believe it or not, Zealand is in Denmark. Zealand. Hey, Brock, do us a favor. Hang on the line for us. We got to go to break, but we'll get back to you on the other side.
More Big Dummy on the way. 206-803-ROCK.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Live day goes to prom night. Doing it live this time of night with a little prom theme. Yes.
Yeah, prom.
KISW going all live. Everything from the shows, the sound effects, the voice actors involved, all the commercials, even the live barbershop quartet. And, of course, every prom needs a live band. So the new originals and special guests will be playing that night.
I like that we're bringing a barbershop quartet to prom. Yeah. Most people would not think to do that.
Little different format. Instead of doing the 4 hours in the morning with 4 hours off in the middle of the day, then 4 hours more with us in the afternoon. It'll be BJ and Miggs, and then our show back to back from 7 until 11 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Tickets are on sale now. Check out KISW.com. Normally it's during the day. A lot of you have to work. Hopefully you'll be able to hang out with us.
Yeah, we hope so, man.
As the live day goes to prom night, that is Friday, November 17th at Snoqualmie Casino. All right, the game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK. I still believe we have Michael on the line.
That would be Brock.
Oh, sorry, Brock.
Brock.
Playing for Team Not So.
And I wanted to apologize earlier. I didn't care about waiting. I usually listen to you guys when I'm working. I'm a UPS driver, but I haven't been working for the last 3 months, so I got nothing going on. I just had knee surgery, so.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Well, drink up, man.
You know what, Brock? I appreciate that. It's all right. We just sometimes people are like, can't believe I was on hold that long. So you're fine.
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I had nothing going on all day, and I usually would call you during work, but I can't because I'm working, and then I would be sober. But now it's like I got nervous in this, and I had a couple beers. So
I'll tell you what.
I realized I didn't have this show.
UPS thanks you for not drinking while delivering.
Well, hell, Brock, how's your knee doing now?
I'm not working. Well, so I had knee replacement, and I'm going back on Monday. So.
All right.
Yeah, I know. That's the only reason this is all happening. It's like I would normally not talk to you guys because I can't, but I wanted to today.
I'll tell you what, man. One of my uncles had that done around the same age you are. It sucked for a few months. It's like a new person.
Well, it was only partial on my side, so I'm a skier. That's the reason I had to get knee replacement. I grew up in the mountains and Seattle and stuff, and it sucks, but now I'm getting better. So,
well, do you think you'll be healed in time for ski season?
Yes, that was the plan. So this is what I did, Thrill. I planned this proper. 3 months off, got paid by FMLA, and avoided the strike. So now I'm going back to work. We're all better now, and I didn't have to worry about a strike. So
okay.
Actually, good on you.
Yeah, well planned, man. Well planned.
Yeah. Well, so wait. I'm going back to work for 4 days, and then I have a 2-week vacation. So the only reason I'm going back next week is so I have a 2-week vacation to make sure I get my 2-week vacation.
All right. This is a well thought out plan.
Yeah.
All right, Brock.
It was. Yeah, thanks.
Here is your question. 1 day on the moon lasts how long? 29.5 minutes, 29.5 hours, or 29.5 days?
25.9 days.
There you go.
I like space, but I'd have never guessed that.
Nice job.
Isn't that
Nice
the
job.
cycle of the moon, in theory?
Basically, it's about 30 days. Yeah, the cycle of the moon here is 28 to 30 days.
Right.
Hence, month, moon, all that.
And the cycle is just going from the light side to the dark side, basically.
So that's just 1 day on the moon is a month for us.
Mm-hmm. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Eric. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
Eric, are you sober or not sober?
Playing for team not sober.
All right, Eric.
What's up, Eric?
Big dummy. Okay, Eric, you're going to direct a sex
What's
scene.
up, Ted?
Go ahead. I said what's up first.
Eric, you're going to direct a sex scene. Is it going to include your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
Significant other.
And who would he pick?
Oh. She.
My bad.
She would go with Ted.
I heard. I was almost going to say, like, dude, just put me in there.
Well, good for you,
You
Ted.
go, Ted. You got next.
Tag me in.
All right, Eric, here is your question. What is the only mammal with 4 knees?
Mammal with 4 knees.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be an equestrian.
Mm-mm.
No?
Bovine. Underground mammal.
I like how you're going with just big categories. No.
Does it swim?
Right.
Does it fly? Does it
Do people
walk?
think it's cute?
It's cute. The cat.
Not a cat. Elephant.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way they define knees. So, like with a horse, the fact that the hind legs face the other way.
Right.
Apparently, if your legs face backwards, it's not a knee.
Well, right. Like, I don't
what
have.
do you call that then, right? So, like, if your dog or your horse, breaks like its back leg, you're saying it's its kneecap. Are they really going to say, well, it's not its kneecap?
I just don't know what it's called.
I mean, in theory,
That's what I mean.
elbows and knees are pretty close, but these are elbows, those are knees.
Maybe they're elbows.
I learned it in song, Ted. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes, man. Come on, bro. Covered this early on in life. All right, your question. Who tore up a picture of the Pope on U.S. television in 1992?
Wasn't it the song that Prince wrote?
It was a song that Prince wrote.
you're
It
on
was
it.
being performed, yes.
And that artist performed.
You're on it. You're on it.
That was the biggest hit for this artist.
Sinead Connor.
You got it. You got it. There you go, Eric.
Well
nice
done.
Job. Nice job.
Well done.
Game is Big W 206-803 Rock.
Hello, Austin. Welcome to the men's room.
Yabba dabba doo, bitches.
Hola. Austin, sober or not sober?
You know, it's been so long, I'm finally proud to say not sober.
Okay. Austin, welcome to Big Dummy. Our men's room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene. Who's going to be in the sex scene? Your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
My answer is going to be my significant other, but am I allowed to co-star?
No,
you're directing.
She gets to pick who she wants to be with.
Oh boy, then it'll probably be Julio Rodriguez.
All right.
Okay.
I heard he's going to bring his trident.
Damn.
All right, Austin, here's your question.
Julio.
Julio.
Oh, no.
Gouda and Edam are not only cheeses, they're also cities in what country?
France?
That was actually my guess.
Greece?
Nope.
Spain.
No.
Italy?
No. It is in Europe.
Croatia.
The Netherlands.
Oh,
Jesus.
All right, your question,
If
Austin.
you're not on the Mediterranean, you don't count to me.
What movie contains the line, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse?
Oh, goodness. That's The Godfather.
Yep.
Good job, Austin. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Game is Big W 206-803 Rock.
By the way, the backward-facing joint in the back leg of most four-legged animals is called a hock.
Oh, like a ham hock.
Like a ham hock. There you go.
Boy, those are good in soup.
I never knew we were eating the knees of the pig.
They're not knees.
They're not
hocks.
knees.
Hello, John.
Hello!
Hola.
Hola.
John, are you sober or not sober?
I'm not sober.
What's going on today?
Kicking back, drinking some tequila. Tequila drinking, yes.
All right, good for you. All right, John, you're going to direct a sex scene. Who's going to be in it? Your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
My significant other.
All right. And who would they pick to be in the scene with, do you think?
Oh, that's easy. That would be The Rock.
Okay.
Can you smell?
Can I do a quick shout out that to a radio personality that me and Miles have listened to?
Sure.
Yeah.
That would be out to Nino Grispinelli there in Virginia when I was stationed at Fort Belvoir.
The old grease man.
Oh, the grease man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All
Good
right.
times. He was good radio personality.
Doug Tract.
Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
I remember him growing up, yeah. He was kind of...
Oh, yeah, he was massive.
He was massive, then he'd always get fired because he'd piss off a group of people, but then he'd be rehired by a different rival radio station within 2 weeks. So, like, he was always on the air and always getting fired at the same time.
Yep.
All right, here's your question. What is the only war fought between Canada and the United States?
The French-Canadian War.
That'd be misleading since it was the U.S. and Canada, but, you know.
The U.S. and Canada fought a war.
There were other countries involved, but Canada sided with our enemies, so to speak.
War of 1812?
Yeah, it's the War of 1812.
Oh.
They sided with England, right? Because England comes back, says, all right, we got unfinished business. Canada goes, we support England.
I didn't know that.
But we let by. Don't get angry about it.
I'm getting upset.
I can hear it in your voice,
Right.
Ted. It was 1812.
Now let it go.
All right, your question.
Right.
What company printed its first mail order catalog in 1887?
Sears and Roebuck.
Ah, you got it. Nice job.
I used to love getting that catalog. Two things. First, it always showed up around October, so you knew as a kid, you're looking for the toys. You kind of let your parents know. And then when your parents weren't paying attention, you went to the bra section.
Also, there was a third section very important to me in my time was the NFL section.
Oh, that's right.
They had helmets. They had sheets for your bed. They had you could get a jersey.
Did your parents ever hook you up, though?
jackets? Yeah. Oh yeah.
They never did.
Oh yeah. That was always what I'd ask for.
Really?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers came in like the creamsicle
orange, yeah, man,
and white. And it just
do little kids like? I remember we always got. Not always, but there's definitely years where you got the full little uniform, like the hutch or whatever.
All right.
Do kids still get those?
I don't think so. I don't
remember,
know.
and it was just like the crappy little fake helmet.
Yeah.
But see, things have changed now. Because my kid, there are some football items he wants, but like the straight up official jersey. So like where our parents dropped $10 for us to kind of look like a football
with
player.
a player they want.
Well, yeah, because my kid now, he's a Ravens fan. OBJ is on the team. And they said little kids now, for the most part, they almost become fans of the players more than the teams. And
Correct.
OBJ is that guy in the world from playing Madden and all this. So, like, he's dying for an OBJ jersey. The problem is, I look, and I'm like, dude, it's $70 just for the kid knockoff one.
Right.
God forbid.
And he's going to be hurt in a week.
He'll be hurt.
And he's going to outgrow it.
He's
Get him the kid knockoff
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
he's getting a knockoff. I mean, of course, I'll give it consideration.
Oh, good work.
Yeah, he's got a knockoff. You kidding me? Hello, Tom. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Tom, are you sober or not sober?
I'm sober.
All right, Tom, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll, you get to direct a sex scene with your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other.
I would say adult kid because the other three are just unthinkable.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Is that a boy or a girl?
Boy.
Who do you think he would want to be in bed with?
Oh, I don't know. Angelina Jolie, maybe.
All right. Well, yeah, we all do. That's
How old is he?
21.
20. Oh,
he's got somebody else.
Yeah, he does.
Definitely has somebody
He doesn't want to come out of the bedroom with blood all over him. Actually, Jolie bites.
She is
take
into
a
some
file.
stuff.
Probably got a needle in your arm. And
I mean, I would go through.
whatever turns you on, but still.
All right, here's your question. What name is given to twins who are joined together by some part of their anatomy?
Conjoined?
Nickname for it.
Same as a breed of cat.
Siamese.
Oh, close. Siamese. Siamese twins.
Isn't that what he said?
Did you say Siamese or Chinese?
He said Siamese.
Oh, you said Siamese.
Yeah.
My bad.
All right, one and done,
Look at that,
Tom.
one and
Nice
done.
job.
Well, hang on. We have our true or false bonus question for you. Since you got that right, I simply misheard you. Now, the Ted Smith said yesterday he was going to present us with true or false questions about Star Trek. So you threw me for a loop when you came in and handed me this thing, true or false, about Muppets characters.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting it.
Wow, we lost some of the Star Trek thunder when I was reporting on the new spiders.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, so here's your question. True or false, it is heavily rumored that Gonzo killed JFK.
No, I think he killed the, who was the union leader? Jimmy Hoffa is who he killed.
Wow. You know your stuff, dude.
Amazing.
You know your stuff. Most people don't know that.
Gonzo knows where the body is.
Gonzo knows where the body is. And he won't talk about it. It's not funny, Mike. This is serious stuff.
Not at all. Game is Big Dummy 206-803 round.
Well played by that guy.
I know. I like that an alternative answer.
It's amazing that you have true or false questions that actually have a third answer.
I know. and he nailed it.
Well, he was going to say false, but he actually knew the truth.
He wanted to drop the knowledge. Right, it's the whole thing.
My bad.
Gonzo killed Hoffa. Birds aren't real.
Hello, Billy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Billy, are you sober or not sober?
Sober.
Sober, Billy. Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll there. Billy, direct a sex scene. Who's going to be in it? Your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
Dad.
Your dad. Who do you think your dad would want to be with?
Scarlett Johansson.
All right, not a bad call at all.
I like your dad.
Yep.
All right, here's your question. What two socialites starred in the TV show The Simple Life?
No idea. I guess Kim Kardashian.
That's not terrible, guys.
That was Paris Hilton
and Nicole Richie.
Yep.
And we haven't seen her since, have we?
Not really. I think
Nicole
she
Richie.
stays on the
Yeah, and
spotlight.
she went into mom mode, I think. She
became a mom and was like, I'm good.
You're not that far off, though. Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian was part of her squad there for a while.
That is actually a fact, yeah. I know, shocking, isn't it?
How could that be the simple life when you're a multimillionaire?
That's it.
That was the shtick. They went and lived on a farm for a week.
All right.
They didn't have to do it because they had time to do it, Miles.
I see.
All right, your question. What two bands are honored on Beavis and Butthead's T-shirts?
AC/DC and Metallica.
Yep.
Didn't one of them wear a winger shirt every once in a while?
No. Wasn't there a third guy
there was
showed
a guy
up with a winger shirt?
Right, there was a guy they didn't like, and they made fun of him, and he showed up in the winger shirt.
I was pretty sure I remember something about winger.
There definitely was, but yeah, they gave that guy a hard time.
More of Big Dummy coming up, 206-803 Rock.
Tick tock, tick tock. Before you know it, the end of the year will be here. So remember to use your vision benefits before they expire. Schedule eye exams today for the whole family by visiting pearlvision.com. Pearl Vision will cover the cost of your insurance copay or eye exam, plus they accept all major vision plans, including iMed. Valid prescription required. Valid at participating locations. Restrictions apply. Taxes extra. See store for details. Ends 12/31/23. Exams available at the independent doctors of optometry at or next to Pearl Vision. Some doctors employed by Pearl Vision.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Talking pumpkin spice coming up with a head chef, intense meat and potatoes. In the meantime, the game is Big Dummy. 206-803 Rock.
Hello, Marshall. Welcome to the men's room.
Big Dummy.
Hey, how you fellas doing?
Hola. Marshall, sober or not sober?
I'm sober at work.
All right, Marshall, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, your men's room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene with your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other.
And this is like my wife has sex with somebody else?
That's correct.
That's correct.
Well, it's a sex scene.
Yeah, sex scene.
No.
Just see, it's make believe.
I'll pick my dad. That's fine.
Oh, let's go. Your dad listens, so that's good. He'll probably be happy to do that for you. Like, pick me! Pick me!
Yeah.
Who do you think your dad would want to be in a sex scene with?
Oh, that'd be easy. 1974 Pam Grier. That would be really easy.
It's unbelievable.
1970.
All right. Marshall, I said my father would pick Pam Grier. We talked about it earlier. I'm like, he would pick Pam Grier.
1991, 4 or 5. Pam Grier, Jackie Brown was pretty good to me.
Yes, I agree.
Jackie Brown was 94, I believe. 94.
Yeah. Ask your dad. He'll know. Like 1994, Marshall. It was a good year. All right, Marshall, here is your question. Where did Romeo and Juliet live?
Start with a speak of Capula? I can't.
What was the guess?
Capula or something like that? Capula, something like that?
They were in Verona, Italy. Italy.
Verona,
Don't worry, I didn't know either.
Well, Romeo
Yeah, I guess it's right there in the name. Yeah, Romeo. All right, your question.
Actually, my son's name is Romeo.
What does the substance melanin control? What does melanin control?
The skin color, right?
You are correct.
That is correct, sir. Very good.
Thank you for playing the game.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
I see all those, like, you see a lot of times on the internet. It's like, oh, you can tell that, like, what's it? No melatonin, or not melatonin.
Melanin, right.
Yeah. Or hot, like, yeah.
Melanin free.
White people, yeah.
White people.
That's what it is. That's where the jokes come from. So that's why I started laughing. I was like, oh, yeah, I see that one all the time on Twitter.
Hello, Thomas. Welcome to the men's room.
Boo, bitches.
Boo! Thomas, sober, not sober?
Oh, not sober, sir. Not sober.
All right, Thomas, welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene. Who's going to star in it? Your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
Oh, I'm going to give a good one to my dad. I'm going to make his day.
All right. Does that mean he's in bed with Clint Eastwood?
No. I'm going to give him Carmen Electra.
All right.
Echo.
And just let him have fun with it and encourage it.
I think he'd be on board, brother. I don't think he'd have to do much convincing. All right, here's your question. What was Fred Savage's character's name, first and last, on the TV show The Wonder Years?
Oh, my goodness. I didn't watch that one. I watched the new one with...
the Black Family?
Yeah.
They already canceled it. It's pretty good. That's a pretty funny show.
I never saw it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And what's his name? The guy actor in it. He's amazing, too. He was in Suits.
Yeah, the father. He's fantastic.
Yeah. He's great. The original one, though.
The original one.
Let's go Punky Brewster. I don't know.
Kevin Arnold.
That is correct.
Kevin Arnold?
Yeah. Okay. Most people don't know his great-great-great-grandfather, Benedict.
Yes, Benedict Arnold.
Is that true, though?
No,
it is absolutely not.
It's a made-up character.
Okay.
But we do know that his father went on to make methamphetamine in New Mexico. All right, here.
That was Malcolm in the Middle.
Son of a bitch! Damn it! You're right. I always get those shows mixed up. Malcolm in the Middle and frickin' The Wonder Years. All right. Well, you don't know that his father didn't.
I don't.
You know it? You don't know. All right.
My apologies.
Thank you for that. All right, your question. In the Harry Potter books, what name is given to non-magicians?
Losers.
Oh, I didn't really want those either. Non-magicians. Mortals?
Not a bad guess.
Muggles.
Muggles.
Yeah, muggles.
Okay.
Did they ever say what non-magicians call magicians? Right, so we'd be called muggles.
Freaks.
What do we call them? All right.
The elite.
Yeah. Your question. Ash Wednesday marks the first day of what?
Not a religious person either.
I have no religion. I don't watch anything.
Lent?
Ash Wednesday is the first day of Lent. It follows Fat Tuesday. So the idea is, party on Fat Tuesday. It's the last day you can do it. Then Ash Wednesday, among your hangover and everything else, 40 days to get your crap together, man.
Mm-hmm. Question number 4 there, Tom.
40 days, 40 nights, you got to stop something.
Mm-hmm. All right, the question.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
I don't either. Cape Canaveral is located in what state?
That's Florida.
There you go. Nice job. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Steve, are you sober or not sober?
Not sober right now.
All right, Steve. Welcome to Big Dummy. Okay, our men's room poll. You get to direct a sex scene. Who's going to star? Your adult child, your mom, your dad, or your significant other?
I'm going to have to give my dad the props. He's been single for a minute, so...
All right. Take the dad.
Who do you think your dad would want to star with in this sex scene?
Oh, wow. I hadn't even thought about that, but he used to talk about Lonnie Anderson.
Okay. All right. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
What is she doing now?
Being old and cool.
Okay. Mike, can we pull up a picture of Lonnie, the most recent picture of Lonnie Anderson you can find?
All right. She's a classic babe.
She was just never that hot to me. She was WKRP, right?
Yep.
I mean, look, there were things about her I appreciate. I didn't like her face. Her body was fantastic.
Wasn't she married to Burt Reynolds?
She was married to Burt Reynolds for a hot minute. There was another chick on WKRP.
Oh, she looks good.
Hippie. She looks exactly the same.
She does.
Oh, my God.
Ah, man.
Yeah, I know you are, buddy. All right.
Hey, that's my dad's territory. Watch out.
I hear you. I hear you. Your dad will be happy. All right, here's your question. What did Henry Shrapnel invent? Henry Shrapnel.
Shrapnel, a bullet?
The grenade?
Exploding shell.
Exploding shell.
Not necessarily a grenade, but an exploding shell. So, yes, he's remembered by things you don't want in you.
You know, there's like gun ranges. Is there any place in the States like Vegas or like Arizona where you could throw a grenade?
Legally?
Yeah.
You know what, man? I don't know. I mean, outside of a military base, if you're in the military, but I don't know. So you think about Henry Shrapnel invented the exploding shell. All right. And so we named Shrapnel after him. I'm just throwing it out there. You should be glad it was not on my father or my mother's side of the family because her maiden name was Cox. C-O-X. Just saying. You're full of. All right. Here's your question. Which Disney character's love interest is named Feline? Very famous Disney character.
I'm not too up on the Disney characters. Maleficent?
Snow White?
Bambi.
Oh, Bambi.
Bambi's trying to get some. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say my tail's been up in the air? What you been looking at, buddy? All right.
This forest has a lot of wood.
Yes, they edited that out of Bambi.
They did. Cutting room floor. Directors.
Oh, this wood's making me think about something. All right. Your question. How many hearts does an octopus have?
8.
What would you guess?
8.
Miles?
3.
Did you watch the octopus movie where the dude falls in love with it?
I don't know if he fell in love with it. I think they had a friendship.
Did he fall in love with it? Now, which one? Was that like the great teacher or something?
The octopus teacher.
Okay, because
That was a good documentary. Actually, it's worth watching.
There's one about a dude who apparently has an affair with a dolphin. And again, this is a documentary. I don't even know.
Was that a documentary?
It was in the. So they made a documentary about this guy who, quote unquote, befriended a dolphin. But the hard belief, I don't know if there's any proof, but the hard belief is that they got a little closer than most people were comfortable about.
Well, that seems about right with dolphins, though.
Yeah, but I know the dolphins are very sexually aggressive, but
sensual.
Okay, sensual. We'll go with
Is that a
sensual.
later version of Flipper?
Yeah, you could call it that, but I don't think he's talking about his fins at that point. All right, your question. What is the more common name for sound navigation and ranging?
Radar?
Sonar.
Very close.
Question 5, Steve.
By the way, Ted, it says there's a place outside of Las Vegas called Shoot Tanks where you can you believe it? Shoot tanks, all kinds of guns, automatic weapons. You can shoot a tank. You can throw grenades. All right, there you go.
Okay.
Ted is on it.
I was about to say, F1 one night, the next day I'm throwing a grenade.
That's a lot of adrenaline, man.
That is.
All right, your question. The zodiac sign Pisces refers to what animal?
Fish.
Got it, Steve. Nice job. Game is Big Dummy, 206-803-ROCK.
Dummy! Hello, Jim. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Jim, are you on Team Sober or Team Not Sober?
I am on Team Sober.
Welcome to Big Dummy, Jim. Our men's room poll. You're going to direct a sex scene with your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other.
I think I'm going to go with my significant other.
And who do you think she would pick?
Honestly, I'd have to go with her celebrity crush, Sophie Turner.
Nice. All right. Mm-hmm. She's got time right now.
Yeah.
So, Mike, earlier you said if you direct your wife, you would just get her Joe Jonas.
Correct.
Is he the one that was married?
Yep.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. Here is your question. Who was shipwrecked for 28 years, 2 months, and 19 days? Fictional character.
How long?
28 years. 28 years, 2 months, and 19 days.
I honestly have no idea. I couldn't even guess.
I think when I tell you, you're going to say, oh.
Robinson Crusoe?
Yep, Robinson Crusoe.
That's a whole family you're talking about, Ted.
I was talking about the Swiss Family Robinson.
What was their deal? What was their movie? What are they about?
They're a Disney group.
I remember them from childhood, but
like,
I don't remember
I'm
what
with you.
their
I
deal was.
remember the movie being on. You'd watch it. It was like adventure, but I don't remember much about
Right,
it.
like I think I liked it as a kid when I saw it, but I have no idea what the deal was. All right, here's your question. Nicolas Cage and Jason Schwartzman from American Pie and Nothing Else are both related to what Hollywood director?
Who was it again? Nicolas Cage and
Jason Schwartzman. He was the lead in the movie American Pie.
Schwartzman was?
Yeah, both of them.
which director?
In fact, Nicolas Cage changed his last name so the people kept their expectations different. Didn't want to use the family name, so to speak.
Quentin Tarantino?
Martin Scorsese?
Francis Ford Coppola.
Oh, Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah, his name was Nicholas Coppola. And he's like, dude, I couldn't do it with the name, so I tried to come up with something cool. And Ted, you'll appreciate this. He went with Nicolas Cage because he liked Luke Cage.
Oh, nice.
He was a big comic book guy.
But that's not Schwartzman. Schwartzman's a different guy. He's in a group. He's been in a bunch of movies like Rushmore, Grand Budapest.
No, let me see this. Dude, God, he looks like Nicolas Cage.
Yep.
But you got to look at it. Yeah.
All right, question number 6 there.
Question number 6.
Sorry. Question number 3, Jim.
Oh. It is Phone Dog.
Phone Dog.
Oh.
Yep, Jason Biggs was in American Pie. My bad.
That's all I was saying. You got the wrong Jason.
Yeah, I do.
Right.
You know what? Those Jasons, they all look the same.
Game is Big Dummy, 206-803.
Hello, Sonia. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
Sonia, sober, not sober?
Not.
All right, Sonia. Welcome to Big Dummy. You're going to direct a sex scene with your adult kid, your mom, your dad, or your significant other.
Significant other.
Okay, he wanted to be on.
Who do you think you'd want to do a sex scene with?
Significant other?
No, who do you think your significant other would like to
Not surprised.
Colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
We'll just stick with the question.
Sucker, mother, and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back to the program.
All right, no more brown words, Sonia.
Sorry about that.
It's all right, man. It's all right. Here is your question. Typhoid, cholera, measles, and dysentery are the 4 infectious diseases that can kill you in what game?
In what?
In what game?
Game?
A game, yeah.
Sex.
Life?
No,
Life.
Oregon Trail.
Jesus, Oregon Trail, yeah.
Okay.
Life. I don't think they went that deep. Oh, you died of cholera.
Make the game faster.
It sure as hell would. All right, Sonia. The movies Black Hawk Down, Blade Runner, and Gladiator were all directed by whom? He also directed House of Gucci, The Martian, Alien, Thelma and Louise, The Gray.
Oh, there it is.
No idea.
No idea. Good Lord, man.
I can't think of his name, but I know it.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah. Black Hawk Down.
Well, it wasn't Quentin.
What was that?
I said it wasn't Quentin, so I wouldn't know.
So if it's not Quentin Tarantino, you don't know?
Probably not.
Okay. All right. It's good to know. All right, here's your question. What is the most littered item in the United States? Get the feeling you've done it yourself.
Cigarettes.
All right, son. You're right in the wheelhouse.
That's what
in
I'm
the
saying.
wheelhouse.
I get the feeling she
Boom.
knows.
Mike, where you at, man? One more.
One
No?
more.
You want to do one more? Oh, no.
Oh, Mike says no.
What's that?
Wow.
Mike
mad.
Mike says Big Dummy is over. Or the head chef's coming up.
Sorry, people on hold.
Talking pumpkin spice, Ted's Meat and Potatoes is coming up next.
Have you or a loved one been injured in an accident? Are you struggling to recover fair compensation? Look no further. At Phillips Law Firm, the experienced personal injury attorneys will fight for your rights and get you the justice and compensation you deserve. They handle a wide range of cases, including car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, and workplace injuries. Justice is a phone call away, so don't wait. Call today for a free case review. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
It's after bedtime, the kids are asleep, and the moms are out to play.
We're Dina and Kristen, the duo behind the Instagram account Big Little Feelings. I'm Dina. I'm a child therapist and mom of two who nerds out on all things neurobiology and psychology. And Kristen is a parent coach who wrangles 3 kids on a daily basis, here to give it to us like it is.
We weren't meant to do this parenting thing alone. Consider After Bedtime your village.
Follow After Bedtime with Big Little Feelings on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Talking pumpkin spice coming up with the head chef and Ted's Meat and Potatoes. But first time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got
We should jump right into the birthdays, blunts, and buds, bitches. Party boy Brett here. Can I get a bong rip with a Deo in the pause from my husband? My childhood friends Doug and Keith are coming in to help celebrate. And can Coach Ted give the St. Louis Hoosiers advice on how to not get 86 from the Fremont bars this weekend? Thanks, guys, and appreciate all you do. That from Party boy Brett and Bex.
First of all, Brett's a close personal friend. I love his birthday because of the song. It's easy to remember. 21st of September. All right, Brett, you got your boys coming in from the Lou. I can't help you on this one on Friday night. You're on your own. I think you guys will be all right. Now, Saturday night, Fremont's going to be tough. So I know you're tailgating that Hussy game with me. You're the king of it. You got to put some pace cars in there, but you got to convince your boys to drink some. And then, honestly, at some point during the tailgate, we need to focus, stop down, and eat food.
Ultimate fellas, today is the 12th birthday of the coolest girl in all the land. That's right, my daughter Charlie, pronounced Chuck D, is turning the big one, too. Charlie has been listening to you guys with me on the go. We love the show. She's an amazing softball player who plays second base and pitcher.
All right.
So in honor of her first tournament of the season this weekend, can you please start her off with some green beans? And then Coach Ted amping her and her team, SFC Steel, up for the weekend. And wrap it up with you all talking all over yourselves about how awesome softball baseball is. Thanks so much. That from the mom and from the dad.
Green beans. Green beans.
What?
Green beans.
Okay.
Green beans.
All right, Chuck D, happy birthday. Coach knows you're a hell of a player because the most important thing in baseball and softball, straight up the middle. Pitcher, catcher, second baseman, shortstop, center fielder. So you're playing second and pitching. It's got to be a good job. Now listen, you're 12 now. Let's play with the big girls, all right? Their coach won't tell you this, but you get in there, you get a start, you throw a couple pitches inside, all right? You let those other girls know that's your plate.
I have a question for you, Coach Ted.
Hit me.
If I'm a shortstop, third baseman, right? But
Shortstop or third, son.
But I'm also a pitcher on the softball team.
Okay.
Hot grounder comes in. Do I throw the ball underhand or overhand to first?
Overhand to first.
Okay. But if I'm used to being a pitcher and I can zip that thing in and I've got great accuracy, right?
Son, or... oh, man, I always call everybody son. I don't know what I'd call it if I was coaching a...
Question, like,
you go son.
Like, you catch that ball, boom, you just whip it. Like,
Well, it's pretty... Yeah, but it's a farther distance.
Good point.
Okay. The pitcher's mound's a lot closer in fast pitch, and I'm not saying fast pitch is awesome sport. Those girls could wing it in there.
You don't
But
say.
I just feel like if you tried to throw that fastball across the diamond, it would just take off and stay on the first base.
That was us talking all over each selves about softball and baseball.
Oh, my God.
No, I wouldn't have interrupted you more, man. I didn't realize
I had an actual question.
I was just saying. It's not a bad question.
No, but I really needed that answer.
I just didn't realize what you're doing.
Guys, it's Chaz, the station engineer's birthday. Happy birthday, Chaz. Going out to dinner tonight at Brazilian Steakhouse. Let's get it done.
I think I know where they're going, too.
I do, too. It looks pretty good.
Check your neck of the woods.
We're checking it out on the Yelp there. Gonna get some pearls of wisdom from Miles, some life advice from the captain, and some green beans, please. Thanks so much. That from his wife, Andrea.
Green beans. Green beans.
Bakes like a champ.
Green beans. Green beans.
Yeah, Andrea, once again on the air, thank you. The cookies and stuff you bake are so delicious.
Bring more. Remember this, Chaz. When someone says, when life gives you lemons, tell them, a lemon is not naturally occurring in nature. It's actually a hybrid. So life never gave us lemons. We invented them. So you go suck on a lemon.
Ooh, well, ahoy there to Chaz. You want some life advice? It's obvious. Don't piss off your wife because she likes to make really nice things, and it's funny you're going to a Brazilian steakhouse tonight because I get the feeling that'll be the first of 2 Brazilian steaks you eat tonight. The second one rare, if you get my meaning. Crunch Bears.
All Michelle's today's my husband, Zachary, pronounced Big Zexies, celebrating his 34th trip around the sun. Love to wish him a happy birthday with a Wheel of Fortune D, an inspirational message from Miles. Mike's on the farm in the claw, and talking all over yourselves about advice for newlyweds. Thanks, gents. All my love. That from Eve Nasty.
She wants
and the
a
House
D,
Monsters.
and she's going to get one.
Okay. Zachary, Big Zexy. Big Zexy, here's a deep thought. If you were to work on a farm and your job is to take care of all the chickens, then you, Big Zexy, have ironically become a chicken tender.
You guys ever woken up on a farm before?
No.
Mike, I haven't.
No.
You stretch your arms out and you look outside and then you hear, well, damn it. You stretch your arms, you look outside and then you hear, morning, farm animals.
Advice is newlyweds. I will tell you this. I would say have as much sex as you possibly can right now, because after a while it kind of starts fading.
This is simple, man. Do it right now. Keep
I've never been married.
That's the most
Not that it
important
doesn't
thing
go
that you
away.
could possibly
It's just
do.
like,
I would say
get a lot more of
come
it.
up with it because you can start doing with the lights off.
Have the fun times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see here. 34th birthday.
Before they get bad.
Yeah. Gentlemen, my bigger little brother turns an ancient 37 today. Due to his terrible decision-making skills, he needs some serious birthday advice. So can Coach Ted fire him up about enjoying those pre-40 years, and the dirty German's giving him tips on how to get some birthday action from his wife. Thanks, guys, for all you do. That from Terry.
Yeah, this one seems quite simple, Tay. I'll be honest. Every time I want sexy time with your wife, it's quite easy. I say, please, drop your clothes while I climb in bed where your husband normally sleeps. I'm telling you, she's quick to it.
Yeah. Have you ever tried feeding her? So not just this thing below your waist. Like maybe cook some nice dinners and she'll give it up for you. All right, 37. Actually, I remember 37 as a hell of a year. Can't remember what I did, but it sticks out of Coach's head. We got some stuff done that year. And enjoy it. You're just getting to the late 30s, but I'm telling you, you hear it? Knock, knock, it's 40. It's around the corner.
Guys, today's the wife's birthday. She's amazing. Thank you, Erica. Just give her some Coach Ted and some, what else? Shotgun Gets from Thrill, please. Get.
Who was that from?
I take it.
I know it's
Take a man.
You know what? I know who it is. It's probably Josh, right?
Oh, it's from
Erica.
it's from Red.
Erica is amazing.
Yes, that's perfect. You got it.
Real man.
Hey, tell her Coach misses her. We need to see her back in practice.
I think she doesn't pick my balls is crazy.
Figured it was probably time I emailed in for a birthday shout-out, meaning I have no friends. It's my 38th time around the burning ball.
Big balling.
Big balling.
Big balling. Big balling.
Shot calling.
Yeah.
Brumsky. Can I get a Leroy Jenkins and Coach Ted telling me how I should spend my weekend? Much appreciated, fellas. That from Kevin in Longview says, yes, Miles, we know it stinks here. I'm making that stink in my meal today. I don't even have to smell it anymore because I can't.
Oh, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
All right, Kevin, I don't know how old you are. And listen, sometimes coaches have to speak directly to their players and tell them what they're thinking. For this weekend, Coach thinks maybe you should go out and try to make some friends. Maybe next year, somebody will send you in a birthday request for you. Other than that, I'd say Friday when you get off of work, before you go out for a pop, let's get that mill smell off us.
For Charles, it's my friend Ashley's final year in her dirty 30s as she turns 39 today. Could she get you guys talking about what she missed at the 884 pub on the Men's Room World Tour? What she expects to be 40 next year. Pleasure meeting you guys, and VD did get to meet Mike at the 884 that weekend. Hoping to meet Mr. Hawk and the rest of the crew at Live Day in November.
Nice.
Stay beautiful, bitches. That from Rainier in Port Orchard. At the 884, I'll tell you what you missed.
I mean, you missed a lot of fun stuff, man.
Time, dude. I'm telling you, to me, that was one of the best.
There's a Maryland game on the
far, man. Lots of great vibes, too, man. And a lot of
really
good
nice
food.
getting to
Get
Bremerton,
the
man.
freaking wings.
Somebody made
It doesn't matter the flavor.
It's
Just get
just a
them.
beautiful day.
Gentlemen, it's my 41st birthday today. Can I get green beans and some words of wisdom from Miles? I love the show. That from Lindsay in Seattle.
Green bean.
What?
Green bean.
Okay.
Green bean.
Happy birthday, Lindsay.
Green bean.
Lindsay, try this one for fun. When your kids are around 5 or 6, tell them that every time they misbehave or lie to their parents, their teeth will start falling out. All Michelle, thank you for making me look insane with laughter in my little corner of work. You guys make the workday afternoons. So can I get a birthday shout out? Can the captain explain why the 50s are the new 30s? Rock on, guys. That from Danielle.
Ooh, well, ahoy there, Danielle. Tell you why the 50s are the new 30s, because the old Capitan managed to bag little Debbie on her 21st, even though I was 51. But I told her I'm just like a 30-year-old, so she was interested. Interesting side note, little Debbie, she keeps the hat on during coitus. Didn't expect it, but the old captain didn't mind. Crunch Berries.
And finally, for the
word on the street is, Miles, that it was Big Deborah.
Big Deborah. That's what she asked me to call her, and she said it was confidential. I don't know how they got out there. I don't kiss and tell.
Guys, it's my husband Leo's 58th trip around the sun. Would you please give him a big old Leroy Jenkins and a fart medley and a suck it up cupcake? Thanks, guys. That from Mary Lee.
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins!
All right, guys, here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a dirty German brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Time to open wide and sample Ted's meat. And potatoes. Now, here's your host, head chef of the Men's Room, the Ted Nugent.
Head chef in the house.
Thank you, folks. Thank you. As this weekend, summer officially ends and fall begins, it's pumpkin spice season. Now listen, we all know it showed up in August and a lot of stuff. It's okay. There's Halloween decorations out. We're not even in October. The point is, though, I love it. A lot of people do. So to me, the pumpkin spice latte was kind of the first one. Then there were some pumpkin beers. Now there's a lot of pumpkin products. Well, that pumpkin ice cream's been around for 20-some years.
But that's very good. I will say this, as far as pumpkin spice season goes, I don't object to any of it, but generally speaking, I prefer my pumpkin spice product cold. I don't know, like I did the latte, the hot one. It's not bad, but then I got a cold one. I like the cold one much better.
I'm with you. I will say, though, the head chef's a weirdo. I almost drink cold coffee almost all year round.
Okay. No, no. Just cold or iced?
Iced.
Okay.
Unless Mike brews it here at work, then I drink it hot.
Yeah.
So we got this from Google Trends.
Mike brews his coffee like he likes his women.
I'm leaving that one alone.
Hey, look at his wife. You go, yeah, I see.
I see the resemblance. They're both strong.
Strong.
There's no resemblance.
This is from Google Trends. So this doesn't necessarily mean this is what people are eating, but generally if they've
they
Googled
want
it
to know.
Right, if they've Googled it enough, then it's probably a real thing. So these are what each state is Googling for pumpkin spice flavored products.
And you said at the top of the show, in your opinion, a lot of these things just seem odd. Like,
correct.
Why would you want a pumpkin spice version of this, right?
Right. So, like 18 states, they went with baked goods, right? Pretty
fair,
simple.
yeah.
Right? You're talking pumpkin spice cake, donuts, pies, scones.
Just buy them all.
Except Virginia.
Uh-oh.
Virginia really likes pumpkin spice English muffins. And Thomas is the Thomas
No
brand.
kidding.
So making them since 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no, because my kid's into English muffins now. I did not know.
So
I didn't know they had flavored English muffins.
English muffins are, well, they have the raisin, they have all those different
That doesn't count. That means
but
nothing.
Are English muffins, that's sourdough, right?
I believe
you
so.
can get. Well, they're not all sourdough.
They're not.
They're muffins, and then you can get sourdough versions.
Okay.
But a pumpkin spice English muffin to me isn't that odd because people make pumpkin bread.
They do. Man, it's not that. I just feel like as far as bread products go, the English muffin would be one of the last ones that I would want pumpkin spice, if that makes sense.
I'm with you. And in my world, if I'm having an English muffin with breakfast, it's a sandwich.
It is a sandwich.
It's been it's been a long time since I just ate a English muffin on its own.
You know what, man? I actually ate half of one the other night because my kid loves English muffins. He didn't want to finish what he had made, so he had one half of a muffin with just butter on it. Maybe I was stoned. I don't believe I was, but
They're fantastic.
Yeah, it's delicious.
This is great.
Yeah, it's a great snack.
It gets in the nooks and crannies. All right, let's see. 11 states.
What's a cranny?
Well, I don't work for the Thomas's company, so I'm not sure. I guess a corner?
Because I think we all understand the nook to be more of the caves.
Yeah.
Right? So the cranny, I got to look it up now.
You had 11 states that went with sweets. I didn't even know these were a real thing, but in California, they're Googling pumpkin spice red vines.
What's
really?
Like a tomato?
No, red vines are the
like
bad
licorice,
version
like
of Twizzlers.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm Team Twizzler.
Settle down over there, head chef.
You're right. Rhode Island, pumpkin spice Rice Krispie, pumpkin spice Rice Krispie treats, and Idaho.
Idaho, okay.
I mean, I
could get on board with that.
Yeah, I like pumpkin spice. I already like Rice Krispie treats. Why not? 7 states, they went with snacks. So pumpkin spice chips in Nebraska. I tried to look. I'm not positive if it's like pumpkin chips, but I'm thinking these got to be potato chips with pumpkin
flavored,
spice.
yes.
Right, just not salt, but use pumpkin
So like
spice.
a
Which,
dessert,
you know what?
like a
It wouldn't be
dessert
bad.
chip?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean,
yeah.
potato, like tofu, chicken, potatoes, inevitably, in my opinion, they taste like what you put with them. Right. So if you did pumpkin spice on a chip, but there's no salt, it'd probably be pretty
You
good.
can take potato chips and blast them with the same stuff you do Frosted Flakes.
Right.
I've
And it
never
would be
heard of
good.
a dessert chip.
Let's see. Pumpkin spice popcorn down in Alabama.
In.
And
Really?
Yeah.
I get, like, there's caramel corn, which I don't mind, but I am, when it comes to popcorn, I'm so much more of a stickler for the salty or savory flavor. I don't know why.
I prefer that, but I
Okay.
think a pumpkin spice popcorn would be a nice treat. I wouldn't get it every day.
All right,
but
fair enough.
I think
years ago, I smoked a pumpkin spice joint.
How was it?
Awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does it taste like it or just smell it?
It tasted very strong cinnamon, but it was good.
Miles got in on this too.
So, yeah, right. We all got them.
Yeah.
Cereal in 5 states. Let's see. People like pumpkin spice Cheerios. DC enjoys, not a state territory, enjoys the pumpkin spice Special K. Now, here's the fun part of this list. Is they just, because it was sweets, baked goods, snacks, cereal. Now it's just other. All right. Arizona. They're Googling pumpkin spice Spam.
Oh.
No.
North Dakota and Indiana. Pumpkin spice cream cheese.
Okay. All right.
Delaware. Pumpkin spice deer jerky.
Go home, Delaware. Stop.
Georgia, I don't know what's going on, and I'm all for mixing cuisines, but this one seems a little out there. Pumpkin spice empanadas.
No. No.
I'm assuming the Washington's doing lattes, right?
It would be good.
Washington State's was pumpkin spice pudding. A couple more weird ones. In Minnesota, they want pumpkin spice tacos. And in South Dakota, of all place, they want pumpkin spice tamales.
Really? Again, maybe if you eliminate, because a lot of cinnamon does get used in more cooking than you'd think, but they don't sweeten it, right? So it's a little bit more of a bite. But I don't know. I would not want to try that.
To me, like pumpkin spice, because of pumpkin pie and the lattes, like I just associate that taste with something sweeter.
Absolutely.
So
but if you take out the sugar, it's not. It's kind of like mole sauce, which I know you're not a fan of. But right, if you don't add sugar to chocolate, chocolate's a different animal.
I would just really like some flavored pumpkin spice seeds.
Oh yeah. Well, usually pumpkin seeds are just salted, right?
Yeah, but even if they did them like with a Mexican blend or any kind of like, you know.
Have you ever baked them at home?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, that's like a big thing.
I love that. That's almost my favorite part of. I like pumpkin pie,
right?
But pumpkin seeds, man, I get fired up. It's like a Chex Mix.
Somebody here points out they have pumpkin spice goldfish crackers.
That was on the list. I just didn't mention it. That's a big one.
I've tried those.
How are they?
Not bad. It's not your typical goldfish. So
Right.
You're gonna just grab a couple of them, but it's the ones that I tried. They were like a Dunkin' Donut. A Dunkin' pumpkin spice donut flavored goldfish.
Goldfish, okay.
There's some other ones that just sound good, like pumpkin spice Milanos. And then Montana, you got me with this one. Pumpkin spice streusel cake.
Oh, I'm down with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
by the way, just one of the textures here says Twizzlers are red plastic, you savage.
Yeah.
Look, you got to pick a team, Red Vines or Twizzlers. We all know where I stand.
Thank you, Head Chef. We appreciate it. Shot of the Day's coming up. You are listening to The Men's Room.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, couple of minutes. Let's bring a toast with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. A new study found that we hit our peak happiness at age 70.
Ah!
But, I mean, that's fair.
All right. Got something to look forward to.
That's right. Here we go.
That sounds harsh. But I got nothing else.
I'm just still alive and everything hurts.
It did say that there is honestly, kind of a dark period that we hit between the ages of 9 and 16, where we kind of lose our luster for life, if you will.
9 and 16?
Yeah, 9
I
and
think
16.
that's very
Yeah,
fair.
I mean,
you
people
think
are going-
about your life, man.
Yeah,
right? You're going through some changes. That's one. The magic that you believe to be life starts to get whittled away a little bit.
Yep.
And when that happens, you tend to get idealistic and angry and wonder why people don't do certain things a certain way.
Right.
By the time you get 16, you just deal with zits,
Right.
crap from people, and then you just get smarter, older, and a lot of this stuff starts to melt off. But yeah, I completely understand.
The weight of life starts to come down on top of you. Like I said, things are changing, and now let's add hormones into the mix.
Everything's been magic, right? Everything in your life has been magic. It's just done. Then all of a sudden, the magic stops, and your body's changing.
Right.
It's like, cool.
Damn it.
Look, I've seen my niece and nephew go through it, right? You see it with other people, like, and sorry if you're a teenager listening, like, teenagers can be very annoying and very tough to deal with.
Yes.
With that said, I think 100% that is one of the toughest times in your life. There's so much going on. Like, that's why, high school, there's high school drama because everybody's so emotional.
Yeah, you don't have the life experience to really understand what's going on, but do understand this one thing if you're a teenager. All the dumb crap you deal with now, even if you find it super important, this is the first real world life experience.
Right.
It gets better. I promise you, man.
Right.
Definitely gets better.
I would say with sports too, right? Because a lot of times now, if your kids play in those leagues or whatever, like you might have dealt with cuts. I mean, I'll never forget just freshman football. They post that thing up on the gym wall, and like some dudes were losing it, and they were crying. That was their dream to play at that
didn't
school.
even get a ribbon for it. You're just cut.
And that is the most important thing in your life at that moment.
Correct.
And that's, like we're saying, it's almost, to put it a little bit overly dramatically, that's when your life becomes a lie. Like, no, it's not near as important as you think it is. Don't worry, it's important now. I get it.
Right, you got a participation trophy, or not a trophy. You got a reward for everything you participated in.
Right.
Now someone's saying, we don't even want you to participate.
Right.
Right? I mean,
thank you.
It's a harsh reality, man. It's like the first time you get dumped.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You're like, oh, man. Now I'm like, I predict I'll get dumped.
The first time you break up with somebody, you feel like you're the worst person on the planet.
Oh, my God. I can't believe this happened.
Man. Apparently, the top challenge in college is balancing school and other obligations.
Yes.
Overpaying for college.
I mean, look, your parents will probably deal with the overpaying for college.
That's kind of what I thought, too.
But that's why parents get on your ass to hopefully do well. But also, you've just moved away from your parents. You get all this freedom.
Free time, yeah.
But at the same time, and because college ain't high school. I mean, just the amount of work and what you have to do to be successful there is 4 times more than high school.
Right.
Also, you have to learn self-discipline.
Right. Your parents didn't wake you up to put you in the car to drive you to college. You have to get up, and you're relying on your drunk-ass roommate to do this.
You have to learn how to work smart and to be smart. So don't take a class before 10 a.m. Understand who you are and what you're capable of doing as an adult.
Exactly.
At that point in time, you know?
Sure. Once again, a term for something that we already had a term for. It's going around now,
Don't
Ted.
say it because it makes me angry. I read it today.
What, anti-ghosting?
You mean dumping someone? That's what that means.
Anti-ghosting. You see, Ted, anti-ghosting is the opposite of ghosting, whereas ghosting is you just kind of quit talking to somebody, you just kind of leave them in the dust, you don't say anything to them, you just cut off communication. Anti-ghosting is you're being upfront with them, and you're like, hey, we need to see other people, I'm not feeling it anymore, this is going to be the end of the relationship. Anti-ghosting.
Known as dumping.
Breaking up.
No, it's breaking up.
Yeah.
I think it just, all those terms, it really just matters the amount of time.
Fair.
You know what I mean? Like, if you've been with somebody for like 3 months, then you can't really just ghost them.
Right.
If it's been I don't know, a couple weeks or something, or you've hung out a handful of times, like,
sure.
All right, you know what I mean?
The ghosting happens because we weren't feeling it, so now I'm just done.
Yeah, we used to call it not interested.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, it's cool if you can put terms to something and it makes you feel better, but nothing new is happening. You just change the words for what has always existed.
Right.
I'll tell you that, though. I'm 42. It still sucks.
It does.
Yes.
Right? It's like, all right, like, I don't know. Even if you just hang out with somebody a few times, it's like, oh, God damn it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
sorry.
Right? You don't want to have that phone call, but also, like, at 42, like, you don't want to lead people on.
You don't want to lead people on. But I think if you get involved in any relationship, you hope it works. And it can be work, it can be friends, it can be a significant other. If you get into a relationship and put any amount of energy into it, the goal and the hope is that this works out.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, if you go into it going, I hope this only lasts 3 weeks, then make sure you're upfront about that.
Correct.
That's all.
Right. Communication is key. And then also, it's not the end of the world if things break apart, especially at that age. It was put into perspective for me when I was younger because the situation actually happened to me. Like, at first, it sucked when I got that rejection.
Sure.
When it went down, right?
Of course.
But then there was somebody that I was not interested in that was coming after me. I was like, oh, this is the other side of it. Okay.
Correct.
So it's not the end of the world. It's just, it's not there.
The thing about the word rejection is that it's never positive.
Correct.
If you feel rejected, you don't feel good about it, but life goes on. But I will tell you this, at any age you get rejected, it'll suck for the moment, but you definitely see greener pastures.
Exactly.
On the other hand,
opens the door, man. You know what, over the last week...
So many more people to be rejected by, Mike.
We've been giving the boomers quite a bit of grief here in the last week, just talking about the things that are going away, that they're complaining about, and such, and Vidi's just having an obsession with it. So let's get into the list of things that they actually love.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10. 10 things boomers love, but younger people just don't get. How about the early bird gets the worm? Waking up early, you zombie-faced, social media-addicted, half-calf, venti loving waste of oxygen. The best part of the day is when you have the world to yourself. True. You can contemplate what life is going to throw at you. Add in a strong cup of coffee and 3 or 4 cigarettes, and you can take on anything. Unlike you ham-handed, spineless, emotionally challenged stain on the dirt.
I will say this. First of all, he gets up earlier than anyone I know.
Yes.
So that is his truth, okay? I'll put it in perspective. So we did I'm Listening last night on these airwaves, 7 to 9, right? He is instrumental in making that happen.
Pivotal.
Yep. And I cannot overstate that. But they work on this thing 365 days a year. He got on a flight at 7:30 a.m. New York time, 4:30 in the morning here. First thing he did was coming to work. Now, I want to read to you a text he sent me this morning. Okay? And he ended up showing up at work. He still put it in a full day. This dude works very hard. It just says, I'm sad. This is from him. I've been crop dusting my dear neighbors on my flight for 2 hours. And this one just hit me. It was rank. The others were completely harmless, unless the cute little octogenarian couple next to me is ripping barn burners. So I said, look, the inherent beauty of farting next to old people on a plane is that everyone assumes that they're responsible for the stink. He respected. And the best part, they were both napping away at the time. I'm an awful person. I responded, I think you have awful confused with strategic. His final response to me, I think you're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then he shows up at work anyway.
I'd rather be napping when somebody's farting around me.
But your mouth's open, man.
I can't sleep
You don't
sitting
know.
up.
You don't know. So these are things that boomers love. Cursive shows up on the list. They're obsessed with it.
My mom still writes in it all the time.
Yeah, my grandma, same.
My mother does. My mother-in-law does. My dad is always printed because he's more of the engineer thing, so it's a specific way that he writes. But I realize when my mom writes along, my mother-in-law, very lovely woman. So if it's your birthday, she doesn't just send you a card. She has a full 3-paragraph thing.
Oh yeah, my brother-in-law, same thing.
It takes me 40 minutes to get through because I'm like, I don't know what she wrote here.
When you're done with school, you write the way you write.
Correct.
So whether you're done in high school, whether the time you're done with college, whatever. When you write personally, you write how you write, and that never changes. You never I'm 35, I'm going to write and print now.
I changed it.
Did you?
I always wrote in cursive. That's all we had. And then when I started in radio, actually, Thrill was one of the first people I ever knew that printed everything.
Correct.
Everything. And then I was still writing in cursive. And then over time, I realized, everybody's printing. Without kind of thinking about it, I just started printing again.
Okay. I did it because I needed to recopy.
Yeah.
So it was just
that's what in this particular industry. Yeah, you will print just to make sure you can read what you write.
Calling instead of texting. I need to call my grandma.
They do.
They do. Can't do the text.
But they want to hear your voice. I mean, keep in mind, for their age, when I was even growing up, if somebody called long distance, Miles, you will certainly remember this, all right? So your phone rang, it's a landline. You pick up the phone, you say hello. If they're like, hello, you knew it was a local call. If you pick up the phone and go, hello, and you're, hey, it's a long distance call. You knew it was long distance based on the sound.
Sure.
So I do think they absolutely love the sound of your voice.
Thank you note shows up on the list of things boomers love. And they are very upset if they don't get the thank you note.
I don't think you're upset if you don't get one. I think you're really appreciative if you do.
Oh, they get upset.
They get upset.
Oh, I heard from an uncle of mine. I did not realize this. Not for me, but for my kids. Like 4 years ago. Right? So the kids are young. It did not cross my mind that they should do that, right? It was like a Christmas gift or something. And I go, all right, we got to make sure they do it. But my wife gets on her ass. Like when they do the birthday party and the kids bring them whatever they bring them, my wife's like, write down who gave you what. Yes. You will write a thank you note to each and every one. Yep. And they do.
All right, I was going to say, it's like my brother, that was a big deal with him and his wife. And my nephew, I've got a shot. My nephew and niece will still write one. And but
how cool is it when you...
Maddie's 21.
It's awesome.
Honestly, they could text me.
Yeah.
Because then I almost feel compelled to send Maddie a text and be like,
here's
hey,
another gift.
It's Uncle Ted. Thanks for the thank you note.
Right, exactly. I gave it to you because I wanted you to have it, not to get the thank you note.
But I understand your parents made you do this. Thank you for putting in the effort.
Right, no kidding. Writing checks. Honestly. Writing checks shows up. And they will not let the checks go, man.
I mean, I still have a checkbook.
Yep.
But I can't remember the last time I paid with a check.
I have a checkbook. My wife, she actually re-upped the checkbook for me. And the reason we use it maybe twice a year. One of the times is when we do our taxes.
Sure.
For some reason, that's almost easier than credit card. I don't know why, but twice a year. That's about it.
Right.
But it's so good. But if you don't have a check in a moment that you need one, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I still have them, and there's a place for it. There's just so many bills online, and you can call over the phone and do stuff. it's very rare that I write a check.
But I wonder if it's you're at the grocery store writing a check. I wonder if that's just more opportunity to sit there and just have a conversation with somebody. That's just kind of what you talk everywhere because that's.
But I don't know if it's have a conversation or I think what Thrill's saying is just habitual.
It's habitual, and and I don't care who you are, right? Because the way technology goes now, no matter what age you are and how caveman you think I am, in 15 years you will be too. It's inevitable. Yes. I think they just hate the fact that they can't find a place where they can do this one thing they know how to do.
Mm-hmm. Being comfortable sans clothing is something that boomers love.
I'm great with that.
They do.
I don't get dressed until I leave the house.
I think also as you get older, you care a lot less.
You certainly do.
The first time I went into a steam room in my 20s,
I still had on shorts or bait. If it's co-ed, obviously you need a bathing suit. Of
course.
Sure. But then, by the time you hit like 30s or whatever, by like mid-30s, you turn into a guy that just sits in the center, just naked, spread eagle. Hey, man.
I ain't impressed.
But I think it's who you live with.
Yeah.
I have kids now, so I have a different. I don't care, but I have a different perspective because my kids are there. That's all.
Slot machines at number 2 on the list.
What?
They love slot machines.
They do. They don't want to push the buttons.
I think that counts too. I think they just like to sit at the slots.
I think they still want to crank the slot machines are still everywhere. I think they want to take the right hand.
But that's just it. They just like playing slots.
Right.
Like I don't run into a lot of boomers at the craps table.
Right.
Fair.
Right. They just want to sit there and play it, which I get is a good fun activity. Just spending money.
And then the number one thing that boomers love, it does get a little bit morbid in here, but they love telling you who passed away.
No.
Correct.
No, listen.
Yes, they do.
I get my mother.
Yes,
every time I
they do.
talk to my mother, I'm just like, Mom. I said, "How are you?" And you're doing well, and you're good.
So died.
And I get it. They've known these people for 60 years, but I'm like, Mom, I know this person died. They also died 9 months ago.
They met you when you were 3, and you don't know them since. So it's not that it's not relevant to you. It's just not to me. That's all. If they were very close to me, then yes, I would be affected by that. But these are like your friends that you grew up with. They like. There's one picture of them holding me. I don't know who the hell.
And that was it.
I don't know who
It's
they
tough
are.
too. I've done this to my own mother, and I feel bad. I'll reference one of her friends, and she'll be like, "Well, don't forget, she passed away." And I'm like, "Oh, my bad."
A New York Times columnist posted a photo of his airport dinner to complain about the terrible prices, but fellow users are pointing out one major flaw in the argument.
What was that major flaw that I have no idea what it could be?
Tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, it's going to get tested online for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK.
Are you dealing with a personal injury? Don't go it alone. Turn to the experienced team at Phillips Law Firm. Their attorneys have helped thousands of clients get the compensation they deserve. Call Phillips Law Firm now. Call 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Therapy is known to be extremely helpful. But have you ever tried eavesdropping on someone else's problems? Listen to the new podcast, Say More with Dr. Sheila, starring Amy Poehler as the world-renowned self-proclaimed couples therapist.
You know, it's funny, as I was making the appointment to come today.
I'm sorry, I made the appointment.
I
booked the appointment.
Listen to Say More with Dr. Sheila on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Mike Hawk. Want more Men's Room content? Follow the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app and check out my live stream, A Moment with Mike Hawk and Nothing in Particular with Steve the Thrill Hill. Going live Thursdays and Fridays at 1 exclusively on the Men's Room page of the Odyssey app.
Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Sweet time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve the Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today, we chose solar panels. Specifically, solar panels on 3 houses in Doorn, Netherlands. Now, all 3 homeowners had solar panels installed separately and at different times. This was not one coordinated effort, okay? So these 3 houses are kind of bunched together. But they each decided to go solar, and they called the solar people when they could, when you can afford it. Well, now the city council is investigating after the middle house got its panels installed. So unlike the 2 houses on either side, the middle house, they have a skylight. Therefore, the panels had to be laid out in a different pattern. It explains itself. We have a skylight. They don't. Still need the same number of solar panels. Lay it out however you have to do it. Well, the 2 houses that are on the ends, they got a pattern roughly in the shape of a letter L. And then a middle house with the skylight, because of the way they had to lay them, they more or less got their skylights laid down in the shape of the letter U. So it would be L-U-L, which here in the States means absolutely nothing. You go, whatever. In the Netherlands, this is a problem because L-U-L, lol, in Dutch, is slang for penis. Oh, yeah. Basically, it's D, but in the Netherlands, that's what they would say instead of the D. Okay. So the way the roofs slant, when the sun hits them right, it kind of lights up the entire neighborhood, and it'd be the equivalent of us just seeing D everywhere. So now the city's investigating, the homeowners insurance or the homeowners association is getting all involved. And they just said, look, they should be more aware of this. And again, just keep in mind, all of them got their solar panels at different times. It is very possible that the solar panel people did it on purpose because the two L's are already there. But the guy does have a skylight in his home. There was no other way to put it up there. It is what it is. But since this has happened...
It's kind of funny.
It's great, but now there's been a big social media thing. People are flying drones over the top of the house to take pictures of it. Anyway, the city itself is very upset. I think it's fantastic because more than likely it's a happy mistake. Sure. But either way, low. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhook, could you please, everyone, now Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. But first, Mike, if you have any idea what the hell the name of the song is that we play at the beginning of this, please let them know, unless they mean this song, which would be the theme to Law & Order. That's the second day in a row they've asked. I don't know if they mean like the Mexican thing or this thing. Don't know. This is the Law & Order thing. So it's a simple game, Miles, where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story.
Are we playing together today?
We are playing together today, but I was telling you to put on football. All right.
Well, I can do that.
Yeah, there you go. I would never actually do that at work. What?
Usually on the air when there's hand signals, I was like, what is he asking Miles to do?
What did you think this was?
I'm not playing the music.
I'm doing the pass.
I know. I couldn't figure it out, but it makes sense. You just want to watch football.
I mean, the game. It's Thursday Night Football.
Right.
Is it not on you? What would you think this means?
Man, I was completely following you on the thing. I didn't realize the other.
Come on, Miles. We're at work. Football needs to be on.
Jesus.
Of course. If I'm not distracted, how do you expect me to do my job?
The subject is football.
I've been doing this for 18 years distracted. Actually, between the three of you, because our phones just... I was actually cussed. Took an S, we'll say. We got three categories. We have the category of Bite Me. We have Interior Decorating, which I'll be honest with you is my least favorite out of these. And Hit Me with Your Best Shot.
Then we should take Interior Decorating.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I hate this thing. I never should have switched over. It's a pain in the ass.
Damn. Here's the story. Now, 24-year-old guy named Michael Brennan, he got arrested after he used a stolen credit card and the info to book a 17-night stay at a vacation home near Clearwater, Florida. I give this guy credit. If you're going to steal somebody's credit card, swing for the fences. He did. Well, the thing is, cops found a bunch of credit cards, IDs, and Social Security cards that belonged to other people. So while they were booking him into jail, they asked him if he had drugs or contraband on him. He said, no. But then they strip searched him, and they found a little something hidden under his dingles. That would be the family jewels, in case you're wondering. So on top of the fraud stuff, they tacked on a felony charge for introducing contraband into a detention facility. He did get released on a $15,000 bond. But again, what do you think he had hidden behind his man satchel?
Okay.
Was it a gun? Was it a bullet? Was it methamphetamine or was it a small blade? So a gun, a bullet, meth, or a small blade. What did this dude hide behind his yin-yangs?
Where was this again?
Florida.
It is, in fact, Florida, yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a gun, Ted.
Damn it. I wanted to say gun.
You can still say gun.
It's his love gun.
No, we got to have different answers.
No, we don't.
You know what? You picked a gun. I say it was a bullet.
Bullet. But you don't have a gun.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But maybe somebody's already got the gun. They need my bullet.
Depends on what's in the bullet. Mike?
What were the options one more time?
Gun, bullet, meth, or small blade?
I'm going to say you had some meth back there.
Meth in the...
Is it back there or
meth
up
in the
there?
keister?
I know it's behind your testicles, but it's to the front of your body. So I believe technically it's up there.
What was in his marble bag or behind it? A gun, a bullet, a bag of meth, or a small blade? We're going to find out next.
That was a tease.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories: interior decorating on Profilers. We got a guy who was booked into jail, but he tried to sneak something in behind his boys. Was it a gun, a bullet, meth, or a small blade?
Yes, indeed, Miles. We will start with you. You went with the full-on gun.
Pull the trigger.
It is not Paul Stanley. Mike, you went meth, which makes sense, but...
No way.
But Ted, you came up with the dumbest answer, a bullet, in spite of not having a gun. But people are stupid. So there you go. A bullet. In a single bullet.
Nice work.
Behind his satchel.
Nice work.
And even the cops were like, what did you plan on doing with this? Because you just made your problem worse. We still have to get you on contraband, but you can't fire.
It's a bullet for my Valentine.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, you never know, man. They make tattoo guns in jail.
They do. I'm sure you can find a way. But even the cops are like, really?
With a big pen.
Man, I mean, all right.
Now for all TV news all time for TV Time with T.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
What are some things that get lost often?
Keys, phone, remote controls, and
hopefully not
anything
your
my
wallet.
daughter is looking for.
I would also put in dogs, cats. I guess overall, animals.
Animals, sure.
Right, so things get lost, but generally you're like, well, hopefully we could find it, this or that. I mean, look, I've lost things that I've never found again, but that might be something fell out of your pocket. I lost a wallet once because it fell out of my pocket or something.
At an opportune time.
Yeah, no kidding. But I think everybody heard about the greatest losing of anything lately has been that the military lost an F-35.
Oh yeah,
down in in South Carolina. Now, if you've never been to Charleston, South Carolina, I don't think you got to realize that Air Force base. I'm sure it's a joint base now. Like even when you land at the regular airport, I mean, there is so many planes and stuff there. It's a massive.
But I think the irony is that the headline, it was like 2 days ago, that, this F-30, but it's a stealth jet. So said military is asking for the public's help to find a stealth jet. And I thought, well, guys, it's right there in their name. It's stealth, bro. They'll do the best they can.
So
you can't pick it up on radar. If it flew over top, right.
So that's what I was going to ask. The technology is so advanced that you can't even pick this up on radar to know where it is, even if you own it. If you own it, like if you chip your dog, yes, he might get lost, but eventually, if someone finds the dog, they can read the chip and say, "Here's the owner." So it's the fact that you cannot detect it in the air.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, I'm sure a lot of hunters go through this every fall, right? Look in your closet, find that one piece of camo. So they had lost.
It's lost among my other camo.
I can't find my stuff.
Right. Honey, get out of the shop.
That's why I bump into people at Cabela's all the time. I can't see them.
My bad.
Man, I like going into Cabela's. That is a different world.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
I just hang out by the PFDs and the fishing stuff.
I go to fishing gear, yeah.
So everybody heard about this. It got lost. And look, a lot of people had jokes and this and that. I've read some other stuff, too, that apparently doesn't do super awesome in lightning. There was a lightning storm. So the basic story is the pilot has to eject, right? And therefore, it's, off the coast of Charleston. He has to eject. There's something he thinks is wrong with the plane. Now, the plane is in like auto or whatever, so it keeps going. There was about 2 days. They weren't sure where it was. Lands like in a lake in rural, I want to say South Carolina still. And then the local news station goes, you got to interview the guy whose farm it is. And this guy explains what the sound sounded like as it buzzed over his house.
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle. I said, what in the world is this? And I heard a boom. Then my whole house shook. Did a meteorite come out of space or something? And I said, well, if the airplane, it needed to be reported. The thing was flying just too low. Choppers keep flying around. I said, well, somebody must have robbed the bank or whatever. Just through the grace of God, nobody didn't get hurt. Anything man-made can malfunction. But it needs to be investigated, and the public needs to know what really happened. It could have been a major disaster.
Would you say
this guy's on it?
This guy could do James Brown and karaoke. Hit that scream one more time, Mike. Listen to this. Like, honest to God, that guy could do karaoke.
He does a great
He could do James Brown.
I was in the bathroom taking a shave, and I heard a screeching, between a screech and a whistle.
I feel good. You know that I could now.
Yeah. Could add that to some birthday stuff.
You know what's funny?
But I swear, I do like what he says at the end, though. Right? We say anything man-made can malfunction. There needs to be an investigation. And it's the truth. Like, what? How? It just doesn't. And look, he's 100% right. He nailed it on the head. Anything can go wrong, especially if it's man-made. But I'm just like, that seems impossible that you could lose. And I want to say those jets are like $60 or $80 million.
They might be more than that, dude. I mean, these are pricey things. The funny thing about it is, so part of it, people go, man, you shouldn't fly it in bad weather, like storm conditions. Then they thought it may have been struck by lightning. And you can say, well, dude, that makes sense. And look, it's just a matter of irony. It's like the F-35 Lightning jet. Like lightning is part of its nickname. So like, if your lightning jet got struck by lightning, give it a different name.
Well, and I like the look. I think it's awesome though. You have jets that stealthy.
Yes.
But before we make them stealthier, we should be able to make sure they can fly in bad weather because wars are terrible and you don't get to pick and choose. You know what I mean? Like
it's a bad weather day, guys.
You acquire a target. Let's say that we got a whole division of Marines sitting over there. They need help. They need air support.
Sargo's coming up in training.
Right, I don't want to hear there's a thunderstorm. We can't help. Like, no, we need to make sure that jet can fly in any weather.
But is that the trade-off, right? So you have jets that can fly in bad weather, but they're not stealth. You can pick them up on radar. So, and look, I honestly don't know. I have nothing to do with military planning, but all right, so it's part of the trade-off for the tech to not be detected on radar is that when the weather's really, really bad, they're not built for that, which is fair, right? I don't know. But so if that's the case, if I got my division of Marines that need help, you fly in something that's not bad.
I'll also say this. Remember when the president was in town maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and a Cessna flew into the restricted airspace in Seattle, right? And they buzzed two F-14 16s up here.
Correct.
And they said it was like 6 minutes.
It did not take long.
Whatever it was.
I don't even know it's that long.
So I know for a fact that they probably did the same thing there. They had to, right?
I would think the problem is they didn't know where it went down.
Fort Bragg, someplace launched some plane.
And the pilot couldn't tell you. He's dude, I had to eject. The plane was an autopilot. So it kept going. Like, I don't know where it is.
My money says they shot that plane down.
If they could find it. You got to remember, it's stealth. So none of the other fighter jets, it wouldn't show up on their instruments. So you just have to be crazy buzzing around the sky and being like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's not that you couldn't shoot it down, but where's your target? I do not know.
Right, and like most civilians, I think Top Gun kind of ruined us on like how easy it is to just find a jet, go at hundreds of miles an hour, just find it, acquire a target, and shoot it.
But like this, it can malfunction. Man, it's a man-made product.
Also, when he says, "I was taking a shave," can we read between the lines on that one?
No, hey man,
I don't take it.
Rural black America, you take a blank.
You take a shave.
You take a shave. You take
right.
a
I think it's just the way he talks.
Yeah,
I'm saying I thought he was sitting on the throne and trying
that's
to
what I thought. But no, you take a right. When I talked to my relatives in Texas, they took a. It's not how I speak. I took a blank. I took a blank. I took a blank, and none of the blanks you're filling in right now are the blanks that are correct. It does not rhyme with hit.
Okay, because my uncle's from the South. He says "inat."
Inat, right?
Inat is the period of the sentence.
Right. Well, listen, I think where you grew up, like West Virginia, kind of Tennessee, like Kentucky, like people still say they're fixing to do something.
Fixing to do something.
Right. Sure. But by the time you get down to like Atlanta, it's like, I'm fin to get up out of here. Right. Like you don't even say fixing, just fin. The slang just cuts down. All right. So last week I was talking about Bob Ross and said his painting was going up on sale. And I said all his paintings are in a trust. And Miles said, well, good for that. And Thrill, you looked at Miles and said, why is that good? And it struck something in my head. I was like, that seems wrong. So I haven't watched the documentary yet on it, but apparently the Bob Ross stuff is awful. There is a trust.
Oh, it's not good, you're saying?
Right. Like
his family does not own the trust.
Correct. His family is not getting any of the money.
Okay.
And then these people, they own the rights to like sell his likeness and this and that. And it's just... Right, it's just like, oh man, that is brutal.
Wouldn't that be PBS? Because everything is signed through PBS, and that
it's not that
in that world. So
but I don't think it's PBS is federally funded. Worst case scenario would be the Fed itself, but there might be an institution behind it that paid the money to get them on there, right? So if it's the National Arts Committee, I don't know if that's a thing, but
so if I draw the pirate for the Art Institute, they get the pirate.
If that's the contract you signed.
Right, there's some more stuff in there, but yeah, because somebody had emailed me, I think as soon as we got done that segment, I'm like, Ted, go watch the documentary. It might be on Netflix, so I might sit down and actually watch that tonight. But
so it's sad trees.
It is now.
It is.
It's not happy trees.
No. And honestly, I learned a lot more about Bob Ross in the last 5 days and stuff. Basically, he kind of expected to die young because he was a heavy smoker. Right, he died at the age of 52. He was sick. He kept it all private, this and that.
Sure.
He also had 3 wives.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that either.
Whoa,
I was like,
Bob.
Yeah, right.
Happy strokes.
Right. He had 3 different wives. They say one thing. They're like, yeah, we think the second one ended because of his infidelity. So it's like, wow. Right. He was married 3 times, had 2 children.
Playboy.
Yeah. So I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on.
Captain Kangaroo, he went pretty hard. A lot of PBS guys go hard.
I think anybody famous enough is gonna.
If I'm making money,
right, it doesn't matter.
hard.
Right, I don't think it's one particular station or channel. Right, it's like, I don't hang out with a actor from CBS.
Right,
they
I
are
just
the
don't
worst.
think as a child I expected that. Like the electric company, they do drugs.
Yeah, of course. Looking back,
I just didn't know.
Of course.
I mean, there's a lot of that stuff involved.
It's got to be.
Yeah, and some of the, how should I phrase this? I have been to some festivals and some certain places where I don't know, all the lights and everything lighten up. It's like, you can see the similarities between that and how children watch children's shows.
There's not a lot of difference, man. And I know the way things are right now, everyone pretends, or maybe they truly do not know how things operate. But it's like, dude, a lot of these kids shows, think about the material they're saying, all right? And most of it's very positive. It's not that. But how you choose to display that, if you do not think drugs are involved, I truly believe you're kidding yourself.
Fantasia.
Right. But also a lot of those guys, when they're done doing the kid show, 20 years later, we're on acid. And acid and weed seem to be the main things. Not like cocaine and all that, but they're like things that make you creative. We would drop shrooms. I got to come up with something to impress a kid.
Right. It's like, look, if you might not know the artist's name, right? But Alex Gray. But you've seen stuff like the Tool album.
You've seen his work.
You've seen his work a bunch of times, right? But I also think he does not he doesn't hide the fact that he's, into psychedelics and everything.
Do you know the first time I heard about Alex Gray? It's long before he did Tool. So the restaurant I worked at, that was part of the museum, the American Visionary Art Museum. Therefore, all of the art there is by non-trained artists. Alex Gray had a display there.
All right.
And I was blown away by this guy, whoever he is. I bought a book about him with all of his artwork at that time that was in there. Probably 7 years later, I saw an album cover from Tool, and I remember telling my wife, that's Alex Gray. She goes, who is that? I said, he's a one-of-a-kind artist. He's not trained, but dude went on a psychedelic whatever, believed he could see the webs and the filaments and all the stuff of the universe, and that's why all of his pictures kind of look the same. Yours kind of exploding out into a web.
I did the same thing. I went to a buddy's house, and we're walked into his basement, and I go, oh, man. How'd you get a painting that looks like the Tool album? And he goes, he's an artist. And I was like, I did not know that.
You didn't know.
Right, so that's Alex Gray. Let's see. You got Thursday Night Football tonight. You got the Niners hosting the Giants. That obviously should be a Niners win, but,
Miles, put it on.
Thanks for the signals.
That's over on Amazon.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go to Dallas, where the original Naked Cowboy gets searched at airports by the TSA. Meanwhile, a woman who got stuck in an outhouse was trying to retrieve her Apple Watch and says it was not her day. Hookers flock to New York City as the United Nations Assembly meets in town. Look, those solar panels just reminded me. I need to punch the clown. And a truck crash in Oklahoma puts Kinky Lovers Night on hold. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we head to Newark Airport, where food prices are just outrageous. A columnist for the New York Times posted a photo of his dinner inside the airport after receiving the bill and shamed the price by saying, quote, "This meal just cost me $78 at the Newark Airport. This is why Americans think the economy is terrible."
Yeah, that's why.
While few would disagree that airport pricing can get excessive, users quickly found the culprit of the hefty charges. It wasn't the delicious-looking hamburger and fries, which she pulled a Steve the Thrill Hill and clawed the veggies off the burger.
I saw that in the picture. I don't like this guy, but I respect him looking for that.
But the glass of at least a double, if not a triple pour of scotch on the rocks.
Okay, first of all, it's scotch. It's going to be one of your most expensive items.
Correct.
Airports or not. Well,
Yeah.
Two things. One, the guy is 62 years old. So it's like, look, anyone that's ever been to an airport already knows the prices are overcharged.
Right.
And we all get that. It is what it is. But he bitched about the price of his bill.
Right.
Your burger was one cost. That triple pour of scotch, being a veteran drinker, bro, that's where your money went.
Right.
You may have been hungry. I do love booze. I encourage booze drinking. That actually sounds bad when you say it out loud, but I do. But understand what you're paying for.
Right.
So he was dumb enough to take a picture with his scotch, and that was a big glass
pour,
of scotch.
man.
Right. Sitting in the middle of it, and everyone's like, well, yeah, your bill is expensive because you drink.
This was met with criticism and mockery, in which one user posted a photo of their grocery cart. You saw this one, complaining that it cost $30 for bologna at the grocery store, showing a cart with only one pack of bologna and a large bottle of Bacardi White.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically it, right?
That's how I found the story last night. Twitter was just going crazy with, like, people put up the photo, that terrible meal from the Fry Festival. Fire Festival.
Yeah.
So people just kept making jokes, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I realized, like, oh, all right.
Right.
But you're also mentioning, you wrote an op-ed piece about something that everyone knows. Like, you know what, dude? I put a fork in my eyeball last night. It hurts.
Right.
Everyone knows that.
Correct.
This is not new.
And then
the difference is I put hot sauce on my fork and stabbed myself in the eye and said it hurts more. And they go, well, that's your problem.
Right. And then, Ted, you said that the restaurant actually responded to it with the pricing of the burger, which was like $17, right?
$17.78.
Right. So it is a little on the expensive side. Like, nobody's going to dispute that.
Well, it's an airport.
Right.
But 58 of your dollars went to your scotch.
Correct.
58 of $78 of your bill.
That was your filet mignon, buddy.
Went to the scotch, bro.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of the reason, too. Like, I don't know if everybody does this, but, like, if you do go out to dinner and drink alcohol, like, sometimes when I'll mention the price of a place, if I go, it was really expensive, and I'll go, and we weren't even, I'll add in, or like, look, we had a beer each, and it cost that much.
I say that about Five Guys, and Five Guys, I'm not knocking you. I love your product, and I keep spending the money. It's expensive, but I'm not drinking beer there.
Right.
I got a milkshake and burger. So you go like, it's pricey.
It is.
There's no booze involved. In fact, my wife and I always say this. If we go to dinner by ourselves, it costs about 4 times more than it does when we take our kids out, which are 2 more mouths to feed.
Correct.
Because there's no, not that there's no, well, I got a beer, she got a glass of wine. If they're not there, I got 4 glasses of beer, you drank a bottle.
There you go. In other news, a comical crash was shared online from Oklahoma. Helicopter footage from a local news affiliate was shared that shows the scene of a truck that managed to flip over on the interstate. As a result of the crash, the truck spilled its contents all over the roadway and had to be thoroughly cleaned. The reason for this making so many folks chuckle is because the truck was a distributor of a chain of adult toy stores. Therefore, several containers of lubricant and phallic sex toys were strewn all over the road.
That's better than a truck full of fish this morning on I-5.
Oh, was it really?
Oh, yeah. That smell alone.
That photo was so nasty.
Ah, jeez.
Fish guts.
I'll take the sex toys over the fish.
Would you guys drink at a place called Fish Guts?
Yes.
Yeah.
It tells me it's gotta be good.
All right.
It's got to be good.
I expect it to be near water somewhere.
That's a good, right. It's got to be by salty water.
Right. We go to Michigan for a case of you should have known better. A woman was out enjoying a day at the local lake when she found herself using the outhouse provided by the city. Unfortunately, following her business, she managed to drop her Apple Watch into the toilet, which I don't know how that works, but hey, I'm not asking that question. Thinking quickly, she lowered herself into the toilet and retrieved the watch.
What do you mean lower yourself? Like Miles retrieved a pair of glasses, but you went
I think it's an underground drop area.
Yeah, she lowered herself.
This is built in, and you had there was quite
a line pit, so to speak.
Yeah, but she was unable to climb back out. She shouted for help for some time before authorities eventually made their way to her location and were able to hoist her back out. They took this as an opportunity to remind the public that venturing into the depths of the outhouses is not a recommended idea.
It's not?
No.
All right.
I know you're really dying for it, but
not.
All right. Thanks for the heads up, boys.
You can die from the gases.
Yeah.
Yes. That's a legit problem.
No.
And an Apple Watch ain't worth it. Find somebody. That's how you call for help, man. Don't worry. They will help you out and they will get that out for you.
It appears you're underwater.
God, that is it for headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
We'll see you next time. Return to Bad Choice Friday and Ted versus the FCC.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we may all about this bitch for 180 seconds or so. So until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.